What's going on, guys? It's going down like Silicon Valley Bank today, guys. We're so excited to have everybody here. I've been in a good mood all
You've been
day.
waiting all week to say
that. We are here for Access Vegas, man. This thing keeps growing and growing and growing, and I really do appreciate all the people who have reached out and talked about it. It's crazy when I go out in Vegas, I forget that like the locals are starting to watch the show.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people in nightlife, and they come up to me like, oh, I love Access. I keep thinking they're just watching the podcast, but they're watching the show too. So shout out to all the people in Las Vegas or visiting Las Vegas.
And all my heads that were out at Steel Panther last week, exactly the same thing. Like they want to come up and talk to you. I'm like, do you know who I am? Oh, yeah, from Access. I'm like,
really?
Okay, well,
isn't it
thanks.
crazy?
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to introduce our panel today. Really, really excited. She is the pint-sized warrior. She's a published model. She works at Wet Republic. She is a co-owner of the studio that we are sitting in right now. It is Vanessa Saros. How you doing, Vanessa?
Doing great. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, awesome. Well, that took a lot of work to get her to finally come on my show.
These things make me nervous.
There we go.
I'm sweating already. But
Beautiful. Next to her, she is a professional model, and when her and I are in the same room, we are one full Colombian. She's half Colombian, just like me. This is the wonderful Tatiana Erickson. How you doing, Tatiana?
I'm doing great tonight. How are you?
Wonderful. Again, I'm shocked I finally got you on the show. This is something I've been working at for a long time. She runs a health-based catering company. She's also a model. It's Marilenas. Awesome. Great to have you.
How are you?
Beautiful, man. We're excited to have you here on the show.
Excited.
Over here to my left side, she's a fashion model, bottle server, and she's an OnlyFans creator, Miss Daisy Para. How you doing, Daisy?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Welcome. Also, is this the first time we met in person?
No, it's the second.
Okay, all right, cool. He was a world-ranked League of Legends player. He's a huge streamer, million subs on YouTube, and now he has Bun Censored, where he plays video games with naked women. Shout out to Mr. Bunny Fufu, Michael Carrillo in the house. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing amazing. Everyone laughs at me because they're like, Buns, you've cracked the code. You're playing video games, which everyone loves, with naked girls. What's going on?
Yes, that's incredible. And then finally, she's an actress, model. She's a documentary filmmaker as well as being a dancer at Sapphire. Please welcome Zena Stars. How you doing, Zena?
I'm doing better today than I was yesterday, and that's all that matters.
That's awesome. That's terrific. All right, great to have everybody here. This is really great. This is my favorite thing to do all week is have you guys here. Did you have any topics? You said you had a bunch of stuff.
I got a couple of things, but at first I kind of wanted to get into what you're doing. Do you want me to call you Bunny, or do you want me to call you
Bunny? Is 95% of what everyone calls me.
Sounds good. So you recently kind of switched formats. You pivoted just slightly, let's just say.
Little left turn.
And so can you just go and let everybody know, let our audience know what it is you do? You're a Twitch streamer, right? At first, or primarily Twitch and then YouTube, because you have quite the YouTube following.
Twitch, you kind of have to sign your life away and stream every single day. YouTube's nicer because you can get ahead a little bit and take some time off. So I kind of went the YouTube route after I didn't want to play video games for 12 hours a day every day.
Mm-hmm. Were you like a professional video game player for a while?
Like 17 to 21, professional, 21 to 25, just YouTube, trying to be funny, making videos, teaching people how to play. Uh-huh. And now the last couple months, it's been the whole naked girls, video games mix, and it's been fun.
What made you decide to pivot to the route that you went to?
I've lived in Vegas for 4 years now, and everyone had no idea I was hanging out with these girls when I wasn't playing games. And I was like, you know what? I have a bunch of girlfriends that come over all the time, and they all do OnlyFans. So I thought, no one's ever done good editing, naked girls in video games and videos before. Why don't I try and get into this little untapped market of this area? And the money's been nice.
So what's the? I was because when you told me he was coming on, I went and I looked at his Twitter feed, and you got in kind of some trouble with your sponsors, your endorsements.
So some of these video games companies, they're like, hey, please don't post that, and they are like, we're friends with you, so please take it down. But if we weren't friends with you, we'd send a lot of lawyers at you and get really upset. So they're doing it the nice way of saying take it down, and I just say yes.
And so it's basically like strip League of Legends. I don't know how you would do that though. I mean, is there like a rule set?
The most recent one we did was strip mini golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So whoever came in last, one piece of clothing off, and go to the next hole.
And how long do the videos last? Are you doing it on OnlyFans, or are you doing it just?
It's my own website, Bun Censored.
It's your own. Okay, so it's on. Okay, so you're hosting it. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, no one's really mixed the high quality editing with naked girls before, so I know a bunch of editors. Why not try it out?
Now, are you in the same kind of niche as, like, say, someone like Destiny or some of these other guys who are like the gamer set that kind of like are branching?
Well, like
out
Aiden
into-
Ross.
Aiden Ross might be another one.
And they branched out from being a gamer. Sneeko was a gamer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
for
they
a
were a
while.
gamer, and now they're like political commentators. You know what I'm saying?
They pivot to something. I like where
Yeah.
you're pivoting. I'm much better than them.
I'm kind of keeping the gaming intact. A lot of people, they venture away from the gaming, but I think gamers love playing video games and they love girls. Why not just mix the two?
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, I know. Watch your OnlyFans, girl.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm curious about a couple things. I understand what the idea with the initial transition. So you and I were hanging out before I even knew you were doing the League of Legends shit. And then later on, when I was going to have you on my podcast before I saw the OnlyFans stuff.
Before that stuff even started, I was going to go on the podcast.
I was like, what am I watching here, dude? Because it's like you see, it's like him and 3 girls laying on your stomachs, and you're all naked playing Mario Kart and shit. I was like, that is the craziest. That's a really good idea.
That's life.
That's pretty wild. So anyway, when you do that initial transition, do you have an issue? Because I imagine like the League of Legends audience is probably a younger audience. Did you get a lot of pushback from them when you did that initially?
A lot of my old teammates were very surprised. So I was looking at like the signups one day, and we posted a video, and the signups were going crazy. I was like, damn, this video is really going crazy.
On your website. Yeah.
And I was like, where's all this traffic coming? They must have really liked this one video. But I looked on Twitter, and everyone was talking about it, saying, what is going on? It's either this, I hate this guy, or wow, he's living the life. And there's no in between.
Isn't it funny? Because it is kind of the same thing. Like, we have the similar issue like on the show where a girl will come on one of these shows and guys will just be bashing them in the chat, and then she'll get 2,000 new subscribers on OnlyFans. At the same time, it's like, wait, something's missing. There's 6 people don't like you and you got 2,000. Something's going wrong here. So the math isn't adding up. So it is really interesting. And then when you're recruiting, how do you recruit for who shoots with you?
How do you source the girls?
My girlfriend's in the building. She knows a bunch of girls in Vegas that she's friends with. They come on over. Just going out, meeting people. It's a whole mix.
Do they have channels of their own, or are they just are they bottle girls? Or are they?
It's a mix of everything.
Girls?
I feel like the best fit to come on the show for me is if they have an OnlyFans, because I'll give them a little army of horny gamers that can go check their stuff out.
Yeah.
And then obviously I get the content.
Do you remember Natty Nug? I think she's been on there, right?
I met her through you, actually.
Yeah, that's right. My birthday party.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Do you see it growing? You see that channel or that format growing?
I think, like I said, very untapped market.
You can't argue with the numbers.
I think it's going to be very fun.
Wow.
I'm excited to see PewDiePie, up there like doing hardcore porn on OnlyFans. I'm gonna play Grand Theft Auto and actually have sex with prostitutes at the same time.
I gotta do one big shout out. Trader SZ just gave us 100. Is it pounds? Yeah, British pounds.
100 pounds. That's like $1,700. I think, isn't that right with the exchange rate? It's like $1,700.
I don't know if it's quite that.
Is that it's like 10 million pesos.
Trader, besides Miguel, Trader SZ is like probably my crypto guy to go to. So go check him out. And then we got Mariano Carrillo. Damn C9, you did Dirty with the High. I don't know what the hell that is. Like going
He's talking about you.
Sorry. What was
Damn
that?
C9, you did Dirty by going with HAI.
HAI? High?
It's one of my old best friends on one of the very teams I played on. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's gamer speak.
That's crap, because I watch a lot of these videos and you're like going from one team to another and you guys are talking a language. I played semi-pro Madden. Like I would play in tournaments for money, but I never was as good as this. I was never like in the top. I get in the top 1%, but if I get the top 1,000 guys, it would destroy me. And so you're sitting there doing this, and like how many hours are you putting in just to be able to get good enough to do this?
It's literally a 12-hour day, because you know how in normal sports you play for 4 hours and then you have to take a break because your body can't handle it.
Yeah.
In video games you can keep going.
Yeah. Well, dude, I did Call of Duty Red Alert for 24 hours one time. 24 hours. I did absolutely.
I slept with wrist braces on. That's how bad
I
it was.
know.
God.
Yeah, I've done Grand Theft Auto for at least 18, 20 hours. That's not, for sure, man. There was a thing called college.
The rest of your body's fine, but your wrist one day.
Yeah, for sure. Can't even jack off because there's so much fucking video game playing. What's wrong with this?
So I did an experiment this week, and I went and I saw, because I got sick, by the way, on Friday. I got norovirus. And so if I wasn't on my show on Sunday, that's why. But I'm fine now. Thank you. I'm not contagious. I'm completely over it.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. You caught it from me.
I probably did. Yeah, I did catch it from me. Yeah, I probably did. Anyways, so that gave me some downtime, and I was sourcing some pictures, because one of the complaints, but one of the most common topics, or one of the most common sources of conversation for this show is like, guys will say, you need to get some normal girls on there. These girls are just not normal. And I was like, okay. And I've done this for, what show are we on? We got to be on number like 8 or 9 right now.
Dude, we had Miss Nevada on here. You guys know Tiana Jacqueline. And they're like, oh, yeah, she's a ran through hoe. And I was like, dude, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Like, she's the most normal girl I could probably find in the state of Nevada.
Like, I'm through trying. I don't honestly, like, there's nothing that's going to, that's one of the things that you learn is, like, there's 2 extremes, right? Yeah. One of the extremes is you have a world where women are just walking all over men, living in some level of delusion where they think they're so pretty that they can just get away with anything. Then you have another extreme where men are, like, thinking that every single woman is like that, completely delusional, and call absolutely stunning women that wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire 304s.
Exactly.
Both of these sides are extremes. The reality is somewhere in the middle. It's like what Richard Reeves was saying. The reality is somewhere in the middle between these 2 things.
Yeah, well, I was somewhere in the middle when I was trying to source these pictures, and I found some like. I had to go and get the pictures myself because I will always say, well, if you think that you know what a normal girl looks like, please send me some pictures so I can at least get the mental image in my head of to what you would like to see. Okay, so when I go and we do like the thumbnail, well, I do the thumbnail. You know, like those aren't normal girls. Those are girls, are bottle girls. Those are girls on OnlyFans. Those are girls from the pool parties and everything like that. We need some normal girls. From where? From the Midwest. So
we had Kaylin Frank on here from Kansas City, Missouri. We had she's from Ohio. I can't remember. Jacqueline or Tiana Jacqueline. Where are you from originally?
Like I'm from
yeah.
South Carolina.
Yeah, she's from South Carolina. Like, I just don't know. Like, where are you from originally?
LA.
From Los Angeles. Where are you from, Zena?
California.
California. Where are you from?
Born in Cuba.
In Cuba? There you go. Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Modesto, California.
Modesto, California. There we go.
Like the Ohio.
Hey, also, let me say something.
I know why you moved to Vegas.
Let me say.
Proud of me.
Let me say one other thing. The reason why I wanted Vanessa on specifically is because you are an accomplished model, published model, and you got the job that nobody can fucking get, right? You got hired at Wet. Like I don't know if you saw the article the other day.
Yeah.
You have a higher probability of getting accepted into Yale than you do getting hired at the Wynn or getting hired at Wet Republic. It's 1.9% for the bottle girls, and it's like 5.8% for the Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
And you don't belong to the streets like the rest of us, right? You have been with the same dude for 10 years.
You've known me for a long time.
Yeah, I've been knowing you for 10 years. I met when you guys first started dating. Me and John did a panel together for the Great Love Debate. It was the first time I ever met him, and you've been with him the whole time. Because the reason why I want to bring this up is because the trope is because do you do OnlyFans?
I did for a while, not anymore.
Okay, but the trope is because you do all that, therefore you're undateable, and you're a perfect example of that.
That's not the case. I did it while I was with him. I did it a couple years ago.
Yeah. And you're also the other thing is the trope is the published model has to be tall.
And how tall are you, Vanessa?
I am just under 5 feet.
Wow.
So 4'11". There you go.
So, yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, I never made it. But.
That was the other point I wanted to make is that
easy to find a guy that's taller than you.
Yeah, it's nice.
The other point I was trying to make is when we talk about the function of attraction, how much it means for men and how little it means for women. Because Satoshi Kanazawa's book, which is called "Beautiful People Have More Daughters," the other part of that was tall people have more sons, because it manifests like being attractive is more important for like that. Those genetics are more important to express in females, and being tall and muscular are more important to express in males. It's almost like how much is the earning potential of Shaquille O'Neal's male children versus his female children, and what is the potential of say Heidi Klum or Angelina Jolie's female children versus her male children. Female children are going to become models. Male children are probably not going to become linebackers. So like you see the difference, but the way some of these genes manifest in males and females.
So I'm collecting these pictures because no one is coming forward with any pictures. Like I'm saying, well, show me what you mean. No one is. So I had to go hunting for them myself. So for every day for the last like 3 or 4 days, I've been posting one picture on Twitter. You've already seen it. Where's the camera? You've already seen them. And I will tell you, I have never got more engagement from Twitter posts when I go, is this a normal girl? That's all the tweet says. Is this a normal girl?
Oh, you're going to post it? Do you have them up here?
I can certainly push them over there if you want. It's on if you want to pick it up off of my Twitter, that's fine. But it's, is this a normal girl? And of course, what happens is you get this, it sparks this conversation. I'm talking like, 200 and 300 like replies to this thing, not to mention the retweets for it. And so I was putting this out there and like, what do people think is a normal girl these days? And I wanted to ask you guys, like, do you consider yourselves exceptional? Because one of the things, whenever we see these podcasts, whether it's Fresh and Fit or it's whatever podcast they were asking the girls to rate themselves, and every damn one of them calls themselves a 10. Okay.
No way.
And yeah, every last one of them. So I wanted to kind of go around the room here and get a temperature of the room here. So and answer as much or as little as you want to. So how old are you, and are you in a relationship right now?
I'm 25, and no, I'm not, but I'm open to one.
You're open to one.
But it's just that's what I'm dealing with right now. That's my biggest struggle is just if I find potential in someone, they end up stereotyping me in that sense because I'm monetizing myself. I'm trying to grow. And instead of them saying like, okay, I'm prepared to date this person as she is and embrace who she is, they end up stereotyping me with everything.
So someone stereotypes you because you did OF?
Yeah, like this guy's like, oh, you do OnlyFans? Wow. And
You know,
I'm like, what's wrong?
do you know what's interesting? The other thing is, like, I totally understand if I'm a dude, and probably every dude who's listening to this would agree with me. I'm not going to date a woman who's doing guy-girl fucking OF with some other dude.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be my girl ever.
Right.
But if like again, and I'll bring up hundreds of examples of this: Chantel Monique, Caitlin Runk, what's her face? Not Chloe, but Kindly Myers. No nudity on their OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Did you ever do
Exactly.
nudity? Okay, no nudity on your OnlyFans. To me, that's
Same.
like when I hear OnlyFans, they think it's like triple penetration, fucking
Yeah,
like fucking.
there's levels to it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
level, and like the thing is, to me, I don't. It's the same stuff you would see on Instagram, and my whole thing is like, if she's gonna have the photos and be that attractive on Instagram, and she's
Right.
gonna make money, like
Especially
a ton of
if
money.
you're Playboy, right?
That's my issue. You were in what magazines were you in?
Yeah, I was in Playboy and I've done Maxim and all those, but especially if you're gonna do like those kind of things, like it's almost the same. It's artistic. You don't have to make it so sexual. You can
It's
wear
tasteful.
like sheer clothing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, my point is, there's OnlyFans and then there's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I am totally 100% in agreement with the dudes who are like, I don't want to date a girl who does porn. But if you're like, I don't want to date a girl because she posts like bikini pictures on the same picture she posts, that to me seems a bit draconian.
Yeah.
And so that just seemed a little odd. Did he know that, or did he think you were doing some wild shit on there?
No, it's just they make the assumption of that. And it's like, if you were to take the time to actually get to know me, you
Yeah.
would actually realize I am a normal girl.
Yeah.
So to say,
See,
but
normal. We found one. There you go. All right.
There you go. It's done. She's a normal girl. We know. It's the verdict. We've got the verdict. She is a normal
I'll
girl.
tell you what's funny is like a lot of the replies were this. It was some girl from the Dutch country in Pennsylvania. You know, like the house. But like, I mean, they're very kind of like pastoral scenes with these
Yeah.
girls and like with a child. You know, with babies or cooking. You know, like baking bread or something like that. And of course, I'm fishing. I'm baiting. I am baiting when I'm doing stuff like that, obviously. But I would tell you that some of a good portion of the responses were, that's not normal, but it should be normal, right? That's you'll never find like people didn't trust that image. Like they would ask me, is that AI? Was that generated by artificial intelligence? I'm like, no, I had to like say, no, all of these are actual human beings. This is actually a person here. So there we go. Yeah. So here's you can have a look at the. Yeah. There's one. There's a few other ones on there too. That one was that was a pretty good one.
I'll keep looking.
Yeah. I just put search my name and then like look up normal and you'll probably find it. How old are you? And are you single? And give us a little background.
I'm 25 and I'm newly single. Just broke up with him. He cheated.
Oh, that. Okay. Can I be honest with you? Zena, can I be honest with you?
All right. Now we got a show.
I would appreciate it. So
Zena, can I be honest with you?
else, yeah.
So you say, hey, I'm in a good place now and I'm ready to come on your show. And I'm like, 100%. I was like, he cheated. 100%. And I was about to write you back and be
open
like,
about
he
it, so.
cheated. Like, as soon as she goes, you've been asking me. Every once, I was talking about this with my friends. I was like, so I invite huge groups of girls to either bikini competition or Babes in Toyland or whatever. And there'll be girls like, no, scene, just don't respond. And then I'll get a message. It's after like a year. It's like, I'm in a better place now. Thank you for inviting me to all this shit. I'm coming to all your events. Invite me for all things. And I'm like, he cheated. Like, it was just so obvious.
I'm afraid you're gonna cry on camera.
Yeah, it's
I'm not gonna cry about that.
Yeah.
But part of the reason is because I wasn't the one seeing him some of these times too.
What do you mean? You weren't the
He
one?
would go on my phone and stuff like that too, and if would answer or open messages that I have from work, and then like mess up some opportunities. But yeah, no, I'm ready to focus on myself. But on the answer,
my energy's in a better place now.
let's get it in. But the answer to the
Taking
normal
away.
or weird thing, though, personally, I don't want to be normal. I don't know about you guys. I'd rather be weird. Normal to me is like, it's just,
But I think
I kind of enjoy being like the really pretty girl on set that's also the biggest dork, and you still can't fuck her.
All right, hey, well, let's cheers. Let's welcome back to the street. Welcome back to the streets. Welcome back to the streets. She's out here with the fucking fire hydrants and the manhole covers. She's out here on the streets with us. There we go. I'm not on the streets. Hi, Kylie. Don't get mad at me. Yes. All right, awesome.
Let's go around. Age and occupation and single. Yes.
Oh, shoot, I am very single.
Marty, can you get close to the microphone?
And you're from Cuba, so you're
born in Cuba.
Are your parents still together? Do you have a big family?
No, my parents are divorced, and that's probably my struggle in life with dating. Right there. I don't know. I'm from Cuba. I was born there, grew up in Canada, kind of halfway, and then, I've been here for almost 10 years now. But just been
single.
Yeah.
Single.
I'm very single.
Very single.
Ready to be
Very.
All right. And single?
Yes, I'm recently single as well.
Age?
35.
35.
Yes.
Recently single.
Yes.
Any kids?
No, no kids.
Anybody have kids at the table?
No
Mommy has kids at the
kids.
table. Okay. Wow, because last time we were here, like damn near every girl.
We had a lot of kids last time, yeah.
There was nothing but
Not
mommies.
yet.
Tatiana, I'm interested from your standpoint because you have, you've done a lot. You've been to a lot of different places. You've been published in a lot of things.
Right.
And the difficulty, because you've lived in LA, right? And you lived in Las Vegas. What has been the challenges for you dating in either one of these places? And how do men take you seriously? What kind of men are attracted to you? Do you find it to be a problem because you do some risque stuff, like with lingerie stuff on your Instagram and stuff like that. So can you talk about that?
Yeah. Basically, the issue I've encountered in everything is trust. And, as far as like, the other girls were speaking of OnlyFans, just, I feel like men aren't as confident in themselves. They have to reflect almost, not men, but, certain men. Yeah. Or at least the relationships I've been in have been destroyed that way, at least.
I got questions for you later. Well, I have another topic that will dovetail into that very nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. And we already know you're not single.
That I'm not.
You're not
single.
I already
no.
know who you're with.
Yeah.
But how old are you? And
I'm 31.
Explain yourself.
Okay. I'm 31. I've been with John for 6 years, actually. I think I used to be very normal. I wouldn't call myself normal anymore, but I come from normal beginnings. My parents are still married. They've been married for 47 years.
Wow.
I'm close with my whole family.
Brothers, sisters?
I have a brother, older brother, younger sister.
See, that's one question like I never hear on other shows. It's like I think family like really kind of tells a story about the girl.
100%.
Being close with my family really, and learning from my parents and their success in their marriage has helped me be successful in my relationship, and that's why we're still going
And
strong.
you are a
happy as
gym
ever.
rat, for lack of a better word. I mean, you are.
You're not married yet,
This
though.
girl is
Thank you.
healthy.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've been into that for a really long time.
So I picked the wrong day and the wrong cast to ask about the normal.
They got no kids. They're not normal.
Hey, listen, but I did want to
normal in a lot of ways.
I did want to
but
go back to your
yeah.
normal girl thing.
Okay.
And the thing is, I think that every girl is normal.
Yeah.
To
What is
herself,
normal?
to herself. But like we're living in different times, and men are acting way different than they did probably not even 20 years ago. Women don't have that security anymore when it comes to dating. Like a man is supposed to protect. That's what we hear at home, and we're being raised to be wives. But when you go out there and you start dating, guys are just dating for sport and for and you're in your 20s and you start dating somebody.
Do you think? Okay, so I have to put. I've got to put a little asterisk in this because you're Cuban and you're from a Latin culture, Latin family. So it's like to say that women are raised to be like wives and mothers and everything like that. Maybe in Latin cultures, but in Western cultures right now, we don't see that nearly
That's what I'm
as much.
saying.
And
times
it's
have
changed. You're right.
We have so the narrative, there are normal people that live normal lives, but nowadays with information and streaming and possibilities of women becoming more independent, I think there's a little unbalance, and most guys, some girls are making a lot more money than the guys that are available to date. And that causes a lot of insecurities in guys, and I've experienced that myself throughout my life, because if you have intelligence and you're a pretty girl, like sometimes people you can be smart if you're pretty, kind of thing. And guys kind of, when they start getting to know you and they start to see that you can accomplish things, and they're not at that spot maybe, or you're kind of wanting to take things serious, then they kind of like, there's an imbalance there. And I think there's a lot of guys, because I have a lot of around me, and there's a lot and
similar problems.
Yeah.
We still believe in that fairy tale, I think.
Who do you guys? So just curious, who do you think initiates most divorces?
Women for sure.
Yeah. You guys think?
Yeah.
Or what do you think, Tatiana? What do you think?
Do you want kids?
I do.
You do want kids,
but I don't want to. I think the way we're living right now, if I have kids, I want a good father, like a good person.
Sure.
Because you might not stay together. Like life changes. Sometimes you have different interests, then you grow apart. But as long as you find somebody that's good and it's going to be a good parent, then it's easier. But for me right now, like I just, in the dating side, like you kind of meet people, but you don't even want to go on dates. Like I haven't gone on a date for a long time.
No, I just go on Tinder and swipe and make them.
I don't even have dating sites.
Make them tell you you're pretty. That's funny. I do the same thing. Like, tell me I'm pretty.
I've actually gone out for any Tinder date. I mean, I think it's been twice, and both were catfish, and those before I moved to Vegas. So what are the odds now?
I don't even have any dating sites. I've never had.
Is that what you primarily use as Tinder? Like, is there a particular app you default to?
So actually, the thing is that I mean, Tinder, Bumble, I would say, but this time I was like, fuck Bumble, no offense, but I didn't want like that whole let's talk, because I'm not looking for a relationship or anything like that, but I'm definitely not going to put this on pause, like sexually wise, I still want to have fun. So Tinder, I was just like, yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of douchebag ass comments about how my tits are big, and like, let's do this is what I need right now. But
incoming.
Dude, why are you guys complaining? Like, complain about other shit. Stop complaining about boobs being too big. This needs to fucking stop. This and the fucking dudes.
But normal girls don't have fake boobs.
This and the shit where guys are like, I don't want my girlfriend bringing women home. Shut the fuck up and get off. Stop! This is ridiculous. Seriously, you're ruining his shit for all of us.
Oh, that's exactly what I was.
I would argue most guys today don't even know what a real boob looks like, because for so long,
I have no idea. I have no clue. It's been at least a decade. I have no idea.
And if they did, they'd be like, "Oh, what's
right
that?"
I don't believe you. I don't even believe you.
Yeah,
I don't even see him.
Be nice now.
With the mannequins and stuff, that's what a guy would say is normal, right? But years ago, the mannequins had huge boobs, and so I was like, I'm gonna get a boob job as this little kid. And then I just walked past the mannequins at Cosmopolitan, and they had small boobs. I'm not going back. Sorry, you want to call me normal? You want to call me normal?
A lot of girls are though going back.
Have you guys seen have you seen the mannequins though in South Beach with the fucking 1,000cc boob jobs?
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Every one of them
ever in little ways.
It's so crazy.
Barbie.
Okay, so let's go back to what I said before. So divorces, about 70% of divorces are initiated by women. You're correct.
Definitely.
So the thing is, what you're talking about, one of the issues is that these men are trying, but the percentage of men that you think have no sexual partners at all, what do you think it is? If you were to take a guess.
I think it's big.
Yeah?
It depends on, I think, on their income. Like, I think
this is so fucking raw. Wow. It depends on their income. Go.
Like number one, I think it is. Because if you're a guy that is high value, right? And you're intelligent, you're smart, you're going to have a little bit of a better chance at dating women.
You think it's a little bit better?
a lot better.
Okay.
A lot better.
Yeah, I think it's like astronomically better, geometrically better.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But yes. I think it is. I think it's a huge factor, but not only because I think men that haven't accomplished much, or they're like frustrated for some reason, or they don't have the resources, or the information is out there, whatever.
So do you understand the mathematical quandary that you've described, where there's this small number of men? So let's just so we can describe this, okay? The average man in the United States, the average man in the United States makes how much a year?
I don't know.
Take a guess. Average man, what do you think he makes a year?
I think what you're trying to say is money brings you confidence.
No, but hold on. There's another thing that we're trying to say. You have a guess?
Maybe 500.
500,000. You think the average man?
Oh,
average man.
Sweet.
We have Taco Bell. And
Yes, Daddy.
He lives in Vegas, everyone.
Zena, the average man makes what?
Not enough for me.
Welcome to
not enough for me. Can you take a guess?
Average man, but probably it depends on where you're coming from. So probably about 74,000.
74,000. How much do you think the average man makes?
I think about 50 to 70.
50,000. What do you think?
Yeah, about 50.
50. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's around.
Bunny,
40.
what do you think?
I was going to say 50 as
It's
well.
about 36,000, 39,000 is what the average. Is about what the average man makes. Yes.
That's the low income level for California.
But that's not low.
They
But
need to
that's
get on
what the
OnlyFans.
average man makes. So just to go back what you're saying, you remember how you said when a man has himself together financially, it's a little bit of an advantage.
It's a huge
No, it's not a little bit of
huge.
advantage. It's a huge advantage. Now, here's the other thing. So if we say that's what the average, the top 10% of earners. Anybody want to just take a guess? Just throw a number. I don't have to go through all of you. Any top 10% of earners make what per year? Anybody want to take us?
Above 100, 150?
150. What do you think?
Top earners?
One-
Over
1%?
100,000?
What top 10%?
10%.
250.
250. Any guess? Okay, it's about 170.
Okay.
And
Way off.
the very top 1%, it shifts. Obviously, there's a lot of variation here. 450 and 550, somewhere in that area is where the top 1% are at. Does that make sense? So now let's go back to what you're saying. These desirable men, are there a lot of them, or are there not very many of them? Considering what I'm saying.
What is desirable to you? What's the number? If you had to put a number to it.
I think desirable, it depends on what you're looking for as an individual. So it's like, I think...
But isn't there a minimum number as far as income, though? Wouldn't there be?
Only because that's what you said.
Yeah,
like,
that's
just
what
that
you
one
said.
For me,
factor.
minimum income,
Yeah.
it has to make at least what I make.
Yeah.
We're still clueless here. Can you give us a hint?
Ballpark.
100,000?
Okay.
Like, that's like low.
Here we go.
Like,
Cool. Zena, minimum income,
That's so
Zena.
low.
desirable.
Yeah.
Oh, here come the gold digger comments.
There we go.
You will not get those few.
Well, I've been with men that don't make any money and they work for the community, and I'll sleep on the floor with them, but it doesn't work out. And I've been with men that make a ton of money and it doesn't work out. So desirable for me is just, it's not necessarily about how you make your money, how much you make it, but where you're putting it. You can make $500,000, you can make $1 million a year, but if you're gonna put it into bullshit, it's not gonna be asset wise. So it's a little bit different. But I would say if like $500,000 a year.
What if the guy made $500,000 a year, but he did it playing video games professionally?
Well, I guess I would be on the show then.
Does that matter?
Time out.
I just
One of
what,
you-
what he does matter.
One of you will be on Bun Uncensored. I have no doubt whatsoever.
all of us?
One of you, at least one of you,
Who's taking bets?
will get on Bun
know.
Uncensored. What do you think the minimum income, like, for you to be happy with a dude? You have any idea?
No, I don't. I really do agree with what she said in the aspect of it's not about how much, but it's the way that you invest.
Sure.
And that you just monetize from there how much you're making.
Yes.
And how stable you are mentally.
Wait, we got who's on the computer? Look up the average salary for a brain surgeon.
There we
right
go.
now.
Okay, now let's go back. Because I want to go back to your mathematical quandary that you're exposing here. The number of men deemed unattractive on dating apps. What percentage do you think that is?
I don't have a dating app.
But it's fine. But if you were going to anyone want to take a guess?
Okay, well, like Instagram, for example. Like, if you're a hot girl, you get a lot of like guys.
Men. Number of the percentage of men deemed unattractive on dating apps. Anybody want to take a guess? Zena, what do you think?
I'd say probably like 74%.
Oh, I
that's what
can't
I was
wait to
gonna say,
piss off
75.
Twitter with this.
Yeah. Anybody? What do you think?
I don't
Even
know.
higher.
It's like when you walk into Forever 21, there's a lot,
There
but
it is.
a lot of nothing.
Okay, beautiful. So it's about 80%. In fact, the top 10% of men on dating apps are getting 63% of the total right swipes. The top 20% of men on dating apps are getting 83% of the total right swipes.
it.
The top 43% of women are getting 63% of the right swipes.
Michael, how do you remember all these stats? You have so many.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia.
Who's verifying
doing it a
this?
lot. Okay, the salary for a brain surgeon is
650,000
There you
to do surgery on your brain.
to be in. That's in
Brain
the top
surgeon.
1%.
Brain surgeon.
Now listen. Here's the reason why I bring this up. Do you remember what you said before? They're insecure, or you don't like them, or there's a whole lot of nothing there. Do you remember? We just said that only 20% of them are attractive. And the numbers you guys were putting them in the top 10% of wage earners.
It's hard.
There's very few of them, but there's a lot of you.
But there's
It's
potential.
true. It's
There's
true.
potential.
Okay, but I think there's also like there's a lot of different things that happen too. It has to be with chemistry, like it has to do.
But you understand? You're making my point
You have
for
to
me.
be your
You're
cheerleader,
making it
your
worse.
biggest cheerleader.
It's worse.
Yeah,
It's
you're
really
making,
bad.
but you're making the numbers worse in your favor.
We have
And
to hit
then,
all of these
and then,
checkboxes.
holy
I know.
shit,
I'm
holy
gonna be
shit.
forever
What if
wrong.
he's
I know.
faithful to you? Get the fuck out of here. He
No,
doesn't
but
cheat. Bro, do you understand? So he's making $250 a year. He's good looking and he's charismatic, and you
Well,
have chemistry,
if
and
he-
he doesn't
Listen,
cheat.
if
And he
he
doesn't
does
cheat.
all
Got it?
of that, I'm bringing a girl every night.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I take back everything I said. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I take back everything I said.
All right, there's exchanges
There
that
we
you
go.
can do
Okay.
for the right guy.
You have this figured out. You've got this.
Okay.
I take back everything I said. No, but do you guys understand the problem? And we've done the math.
Totally.
Just not to do it for the 50th time, but we do the math.
Well, Eric, we got a lot of single, with the exception of Vanessa, but like we have a lot of
Vanessa,
single women on the
you're
show.
lucky girl.
Usually they're already
patient.
paired off with somebody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This time we do have a lot of single
Yeah.
women. But no, the point I'm trying to make is we do this delusional calculator thing for men and women, and generally what we find is when we as men we state our preferences, because we usually like I don't think you'd have a problem dating someone with zero income. I don't have a problem dating somebody who doesn't make any money. It doesn't make any difference to me. Well, and I don't care about how tall she is either. So our ideal woman ends up being somewhere between 9 and 14% of the population, and your ideal man ends up being 0.02% of the population. There's a lot fewer of
Michael,
them.
have you seen your woman though? I
Yeah.
don't think so.
What do you? My woman's incredible.
I know all your women are, so I mean they're not part of that population as well.
Yeah, but there's more. But like I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. There were more of them than me. That's my point.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
But I think I also want to point out something. As women, we also have to work for the right guy that we want to attract
For the family that
And
you
I
wanna
feel
be
like
around.
a lot of girls have this idea that because they're hot, they deserve a good guy. And no, if you don't bring anything to the table, then please.
It's not that
I want a signed copy of that.
I'll
But
give you
I
one.
honestly think
Yes.
that it has to do a lot with
she's
how-
reading out of the rational male right now. Keep going.
Right,
Keep
right
going.
now, right now.
Okay, well, anyways, I really do believe that. As
You
a
need a
woman and
cheerleader.
as a person, you need to work to attract the right kind of partner. And if you don't bring that to the table, then you're out of the equation. You're delusional. Because you have to work to get the right guy and keep him happy, too.
That is a
Yeah.
breath of fresh air on so many different channels right now, because damn near every channel right now, it's like, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to have my cake and eat it too and have chocolate sprinkles on it, and they're
you
going to do
can't,
what I
you
want.
can't. And I think
You
like
might
now,
hook them, but you're not going to keep them.
no, because now like I think men and women have the wrong idea. Because like I think you find your person and you have to live according to their lifestyle too. Like you have to kind of give and take, and it depends. It depends on where you're at, what city you're at.
How old are you?
35.
35. Okay, and you're single, so you are looking for
But
someone
I
in the
would-
long term.
Long term, but
And
I
you
also
as-
was
and you
married
as well?
young. I was
You as
married
well?
young,
Am
so
I
I
looking for
experienced
someone?
that.
In the long term,
I mean,
you want
right
to get
now,
married? Do you want to have kids?
I don't know. I don't know if I believe
You want a
in this
life
world
of
anymore.
domesticity.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm just enjoying life and myself, I think. You know, like I do want that eventually, maybe. But like I said, I don't know if I believe in our world and where it's going at this point.
How long does that last? That's my next question.
Exactly.
It's like-
Until I find that passion.
So
and that
one
lust
of my
again.
favorite questions that our good friend Aaron Clary, who I saw today, by the way, asks of all the girls is like, at what priority is finding a guy for the long term? Like, where does that stack up on your list of priorities right now? You were saying, I just want to have a good time. Like, you're just got out of a
Well, ask
relationship.
them now,
so.
but that's on a different level of something. I mean, someone just asked, do you think those men are making 500K plus want to date you? I'm a general physician and I make 300K, specialists making 400 to 7K. Now, here's the thing, though. You can make a lot of money and you can cheat. You could be poor, you could cheat. But we all keep bringing up, oh, they bring home women. I did all the time. And so, by the way, my ex was a multimillionaire.
Hey there.
So, So it just, I don't know, it's a little bit different for me, for everyone. And yeah, I'm going to have fun and stuff. You don't have to make 500K for me to have fun with you. I just need to not be a piece of shit and be sexy.
Know how to live.
But trying to put myself in a position where my future family, that's going to be different. I'm going to make sure that I have a different level of income. And also that I bring the same things to the table too. So
There you go.
See, when Domo's been here twice now, but like when I talked to Domo on the first episode, she was saying, I would love to get into a relationship but I make too much money to be in a relationship, pretty much. Because she, she's in the porn industry.
Well, she said she would not give up her Instagram in order to be in a relationship.
Yeah, or give up the lifestyle because she makes more money than like 90% of the guys.
For sure,
that
because she's an
with.
adult film actress. By the way, real quick, can you guys raise your hand? Would you give up your Instagram for a relationship?
Absolutely not.
Raise your hand if any of you would. The 6 of you or the 5 of you would not give up your Instagram for a relationship. Okay,
it
go ahead.
It depends. I don't know. It would just have to be that one. You never know. I'm still a hopeless romantic,
Yes.
For me, it's not that I would value my Instagram more than a person. It's that if that person isn't okay with who I am and what I'm doing, he's not the right person for me.
That's it. Ding, ding.
Hey, there's the message here. John Orlando says that Vanessa is a smoke show. That's interesting. you should get his info.
You should get his number.
Okay, hold on. We'll get her info for you, John. We'll get her info. It just says that on here. All right, beautiful. But you guys starting to see the problem? Because this show, like while we have fun and it's funny and there's a bunch of models, we're trying to show like a socioeconomic truth that is so hidden to men and women. How delusional, like how much men need to understand they have to compete to have a shot with anyone, which is why we're the passport bros and that kind of stuff, or the medication, the self-medication with pornography or whatever, or video games, and the sedation. And secondly, how women are somewhat delusional to where they're like, well, because I fucked a power forward, therefore that's the baseline for every man that should commit to me from this point forward. And then Khloe Kardashian is like, but wait, I'm Khloe Kardashian. Of course I get Tristan Thompson. He'll never cheat. Of course, but he does cheat. Everyone gets cheated. Dude, guys, ready for it, ladies? Beyonce got cheated on. Let me say it one more time. Because you're not listening. Beyonce got cheated on.
And Michael B. Jordan got let go.
Yes, Michael B. Jordan got let go for sure.
Let go.
Yeah, but so the point I'm trying to make is you guys have to understand, like there's these socioeconomic realities that we're missing. Right? These intersexual realities that we're missing. Ladies, a lot of times you guys don't understand, because you can get him to have sex with you doesn't mean you can get him to commit, but your brain doesn't make that realization. And men make the same mistake when they start watching OnlyFans or when they start watching Instagram and they start thinking this girl with this boob job and this physique is the reality that I deserve and that is the only thing that I will accept. Yeah. And so we're both, again, I'll bring this up, Dunbar's number. Do you guys know what this is? I was an anthropologist named Dunbar, and basically what he found is that tribes throughout the anthropological record were about 150 people. Humans can keep about 150 active names and faces in their register. By the way, U.S. military units, about 150 people. In large corporations, like the sales department, whatever, it's about 150 people. At that point, you bifurcate, you split off. That's how big tribes were. Our brains were basically made to like know who the elders were. Some of our siblings, people our own age, and there'd be somewhere between maybe 6 to 20 people that we would possibly be able to mate with. Not 4 billion, which is what Instagram has done.
It opens
not all the girls on the porn website and all the girls on Instagram and all the guys.
It's the global sexual. Well, you just described the local sexual marketplace versus the global sexual marketplace. Which, even if it's not the actual reality, the perception of it is what sticks with people.
Maybe some men are still old school though, in their minds, where they believe that their woman shouldn't be on any kind of platform because that's their woman.
There's a lot of guys like they're all in,
everyone
and
is
all
in
of them are in the chat right now.
Exactly right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
but for instance, like you gave up your OnlyFans after what, a couple of years or so?
But I gave it up because I wanted to give it up.
Because you wanted to.
Not he doesn't care.
Okay.
Honestly, like if I wanted to do porn, John would say okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, time out. What are we talking about? We're not talking about porn.
No, I think he would. Not with other guys.
Okay, thank you, girl. That's what you got to say. That's not porn.
No.
That's not porn, though.
I'm saying no. If I wanted to do something with him on my OnlyFans, he'd
God, girl, you boy. I was saying, John. I was about to have to rescue you there for a second.
No, I keep it very tame, but I'm saying like he really, whatever I want, whatever I'm comfortable with, he's fine with it. He trusts me completely, and he knows my intentions behind it. But
John is a very high value man. I feel pretty comfortable in saying that John Orlando is
we're very compatible. We understand each other and both of our needs. But yeah, I give it up because I didn't want to.
Okay, so when I asked the normal girls question not too long ago, I would argue that everybody at this table is not a normal girl. Okay, just because there's a level, there's a degree of sexual market value that everyone at this table possesses that the average girl does not possess. The average woman is what, 170 pounds and 5'6" or something like that. Basically a beach ball in the United States.
Yeah. So the percentage of Americans that are obese. Anyone want to take a guess?
Like 80%.
Yeah.
It's about 75%.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Vegas is not normal.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All the most beautiful
So we're already.
And LA too.
So guys, this is what we have to work with here in Las Vegas. The one thing that you brought up, and it was, I think you guys as well, is when we ask, like, would you give up your Instagram for the right guy? And not necessarily as an ultimatum, but just if he was the right guy, would you go, you know what? I think I'm going to give up my Instagram because he's really great, and I don't want there to be any miscommunication. I don't want anybody to think that I'm available anymore. I don't want to advertise myself on Instagram anymore. So I'm going to delete my account because I'm with him for the long haul. We're getting married next week, right? I'm going to take my my Instagram down, not as a requirement, not as an obligation, but as a sort of like, would it occur to you in your head to say, you know what, I'm with a really great guy. I think I don't need to advertise anymore. Would you do that?
No.
For that guy?
Yeah.
I would.
Even
he's not
even
the
still.
right guy if that's something that's being put on the table.
But it's not being put on the table. It's not being put on the table.
Or
It's
thought
would it be a concept in your
Right.
head? Is what I'm
No,
saying.
because in my head, even if he didn't, where it wasn't put on the table, in my head, you're not right for me if you want to have, if in my head I feel like I should dim down my light or take a part of my life away for you to stay, then I just don't want it.
Okay, but what if it's the guy who is like very high value? You're really into him. You really want to get with him. That concept would not enter your brain. Would it? Anybody?
I've
anybody
done it before,
else?
and I won't do it again.
Do you know,
Personally.
I've talked to several girls about this who held out to not do OnlyFans for a long time. And do you know the reason why they break down? It's actually not the money. Do you know what it is?
The emotional work.
No, why they wanted to do OnlyFans?
No, why they stopped doing it.
No, why they started. So they didn't want to do it, and why they eventually broke down and did it. Do you know what it is?
Just
You know what they
nobody's
told me?
funny.
Because they were getting called whores anyway
Right.
for being pretty and
Yes.
having big fake tits.
Yes,
They were already,
that's
they were like,
100%
I was
true.
being called a whore anyway, so why not? And the guys don't even realize this because they'll see a girl who isn't on OnlyFans, has been with like two guys in her whole life, or even one, is completely squared away, look at her, see lips and maybe a boob job, and be like, that's a 304. And then, so from her standpoint, it's like, they're going to call me that anyway. Why don't I just do OF? I've had several girls. Caitlin Runk, she held out. Fucking Kindly held out. Chloe Teray held out.
Yeah.
All these girls held out. But they were, in the end, it was like,
they're not doing OnlyFans.
No, they held out, and then they broke down because they were like, they're calling me these names anyway.
So
might as well do it.
Yeah, money's on the
For
table.
me, it wasn't about being called those names, but the fact that I was posting such sexy stuff on Instagram like that, which I've been doing for several years. I just thought, like, why not take advantage of this opportunity? I don't have to go all the way. I don't have to do porn.
Does John, is he intimidated by the fact you make so much more money than him now?
No, he loves it. No, John does great too, but it just made sense to make some extra money from it, and I didn't have to go too crazy. It was fun for me for a while, and then it just kind of wore on me because I did everything myself, all the messaging, and
so it was just exhausting.
It just exhausted me, and I personally didn't want to do it again. So I'm just happier doing bottle service and everything else that we do in our life.
It's so funny. The same guys who are in your chat who have been calling girls 304s that they don't know anything about are telling me that I'm wrong. Like, they're literally proving my point and then saying that calling it's a coke. No, bro, you're like literally prove the point. You look like a clown saying this. No, that is the point. Now, of course, is the money a big deal? It certainly is. And like, here's the other thing.
See, I think it's more than that, but go ahead.
I think what's really funny, and by the way, I'm not condoning any of this. What I think is really funny are when the girls are making $300K a month, and then the guys are judging them like they wouldn't do this thing to make $300K a month.
Yeah,
that is the part that is just crazy to me.
Well,
Again, I'm not judging. I would prefer if my girlfriend wasn't doing stuff on OF anyway, and she's not. But my point is, I get that part now because most of the time you and I play devil's advocate. We're basically like, this is what women are doing wrong. I'm just pointing out this economic thing. There has to be consequences and incentives for both genders, and that's how we ended up the way we are.
Well, that's why I think we're in a post-marriage society right now. I'm sorry, Aaron Clary, I'm stealing another one of your lines. But so you were just saying a moment ago, it's like, I would not ever give up my Instagram, even if it wouldn't be a concept in my head to ever even consider doing something like that, because it's easy to cast it in the context of, well, if he asked me to do that, then he's the wrong guy. Okay, fine. But what if he's the right guy? And would it come into your head to say, you know what, I don't need to advertise anymore? Because that's what it boils down to. And really, in the global sexual marketplace, women advertise and men are salesmen. Men are the pitchmen, women are the advertisers. So when a couple comes together and you don't want him to cheat, you want him to be loyal, you're still advertising and he's no longer pitching. He's no longer trying to sell the product anymore because he is with you, where at the same time your product, which is you, your sexual market value, is still out there on the billboards that are like Instagram, right? You're still advertising, but he's basically taken himself off of out of the marketplace where you have not.
See, the thing is, specifically for me, I started building my platform at a very young age, and the reason why I did it is because I knew that I could build that and build an audience off of the talent, off of the beauty, and that strategy-wise, then I would take those people, and maybe they're not all people that would become, like it's not going to directly work out where 100% of my followers are going to do something like this. But now I have 20-something thousand people that I can actually have views, and I do it for different reasons. It's not just about like, oh, I want to feel hot, or I'm advertising
it's a revenue generation,
but it's not just for me. So I do it to build a platform to help other people and things like the planet. You know, I start working with companies that donate net profits to conservation, restoration of the world, just different things like that. I build it for an eyesight, for an audience. So it's a bit different from me. It's not necessarily about just advertising it like that, or for
but do you understand the concept though? Like when we're talking about women being men and women being in the sexual marketplace, which now we've just discussed is global. Yeah. At least the perception of it is global, anyways. When a man commits to you for a relationship and you commit to him as well, he is no longer. And you probably literally broke up with the guy because he was cheating on you. So if he is out there selling and he's out there pitching it, then that would constitute cheating, right? Because you have this sort of mutual, agreement that, okay, I'm with you, you're with me, but yet you're still advertising while he is no longer trying to sell himself. And I think one of the things that one of the biggest problems we run into right now is exactly everyone at this table said I don't know, did you say that you would give up your Instagram? I didn't get an answer from you.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't give up your Instagram. Yeah, it wouldn't occur to you. Now, okay, so
I said possibly.
You said possibly.
Yeah, possibly. I think everything can happen.
Well, and then I have to elaborate. It's kind of an unfair question for you guys because you all make your money off of Instagram. I do too. He does as well. So it's like we have revenue interests in it as well.
Sex? Like this is the problem. It's a different it's when it comes to women, for us it's really hard to be successful and make choices that guys would do with like eyes closed. If you would ask every guy when guys are alone, okay, would you, if you had the chance to make $300,000 to be naked and show your body or be on underwear or whatever and use your platform, would you give it up for a girl? They would say heck no, and they would freaking go naked and fling their
swing their dicks.
It's common sense. Why is women always targeted? Like when it comes, if we have the ability to make money.
Yeah, so let's talk about the other end of it.
And I think that's
now you understand. You understand. You have this ability to make money. Then you need to understand the other side of it. Then men do not take you seriously. That is the other.
I'm willing to take that.
Bring the fucking whole argument full circle. I'm not saying you're wrong for what you're doing, but then there are consequences for the behavior, which is then now men are sitting there, then they don't take you seriously, and then what happens is there's this thing where they're like recreational use only, and I've been there before where I've gone out with a girl and I've seen red flags as far as what she posts and how she talks about her ex and how one ex seems to be like the last one, but she only wants guys who treat her well, but all her exes are narcissists and like do 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 do. And then I come to this realization, I'm not going to take her sure would be fun on Saturday night, but I'm not going to take her seriously. Sure. And so you do this, and then they don't take you seriously, and so now we're in a fucked up situation. We're in a quagmire for both genders.
Your vocabulary word for today is quagmire. Brought to you by the letters
I agree with you completely. I completely do. Like I think that, but there's a lot of things that are happening underneath with society right now where men and women are completely like it's like a war almost. Like we don't make sense. Neither sex is making sense right now. Like women, obviously men are not as masculine as they used to be, and I mean that because women, we want to be taken care of. It's not about the money. It's about like status in life. If I was a girl that made like $30,000 a year, I could date a guy that, you know, that made the same thing. But if I'm proof that I have had everything in between and I've given guys a chance. It's not that I only date like high value guys. I date a guy that has value in himself because I believe that there is value in people altogether. You can get to whatever you want to go, but if you as a partner, as a man, you are competing instead of like showing up and like, you know, like being masculine in that area.
We're competing with who? With you?
With a woman, yeah. With a woman.
So we shouldn't be competing with each other in the relationship, but you understand, all we can do is fucking compete. We're men. Nobody gets on Instagram.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody gets on
Instagram. A guy that makes less than you.
Nobody goes on Instagram to look at fucking pictures of me to masturbate. Okay, I'm a fucking dude. I'm an ugly.
I'm trying to sell my feet.
Maybe like two people. Right? I'm an ugly, grimy fucking dude, and everyone wants to take my shit.
So you think?
Yeah, you are.
Everyone wants to take my shit. Everyone wants to defeat me. There are some people who want to fucking hurt me. There's some people who want to kill me.
Or maybe want to fuck you.
Okay, look,
I don't know.
That's different. All right,
at the same time.
But the point is, I don't have a choice. I can never turn compete off. Compete is always the state that I am in. Right, man? You have to keep changing things. You weren't going to do League of Legends. Dude, there was a point where I was like playing video games and I'm like 40 and I'm like, dude, I can't keep up with these kids. Do you ever get to that point?
There's a lot of people saying, I miss the old bunny so much. I'm like, dude, I can only make the same videos 17 times. It gets boring on the 18th
Dude, your
one.
thumbnails for like 50 videos in a row were basically the same one like over and over again. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you have to change. Let me ask you something. For you in this situation, you are making a lot of money at a very young age for a lot of people on average. Do you feel like this makes it more likely for you to want to settle down long term or less, or how does that work for you?
I honestly like to just dump all my money into real estate so I feel like I'm broke.
Yeah.
And then that motivates me to keep working.
Actually, it makes you broke. It does kind of do that.
But how's it for you, Dayton? Is it hard?
No, I think I just generally don't look for relationships, and that's kind of when they do happen. And good, like my girlfriend now, we were great friends before anything ever happened, and then it flourishes into something great.
Nice. I think what he was saying, it was on your last episode, you gotta stay broke to get rich.
Yeah, so it's Brad Lee says stay broke. And that's how I am too.
Yeah.
Like everything I have is invested in either equities or like you said, real estate, or I may go with a real estate trust or whatever. Because like I live in Vegas, but I'm not of Vegas. I don't spend money on bottle service. That shit is hilarious, bro. When people are like think that about me, I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, bro. I wear like 2 pairs of pants and 8 t-shirts. Like that's my whole life in a MacBook and 3 cats. So like that's it.
I believe it.
Yeah. So like that whole thing is like what you say. You take your money should be used for 2 different things. Sorry, here's your MOA lesson for the day. Your money should be used for 2 things: to make your life easier or to make you money. That's it. You hire a VA that saves you time, that makes your life easier. Okay. You invest in S&P, whatever you want to do, or a house, or you try to flip a home. That makes you money. There's nothing else I spend money on. Those 2 things. Nothing. I don't need a fucking Gucci belt. I don't know. I looked at Elon the other day. You know what he didn't have? Gucci belt. He's got more money than me.
That's what makes you happy.
Exactly.
Really.
Well, but the thing is, what you're going to find is if you just spend money on those 2 things, those 2 things will be the things that make you happy.
Right.
You will find that the other thing. I'm not trying to shit on bottle service. Obviously, I live in Las Vegas. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. But
in 1 cup.
Yeah. But for some people, that does make that. And also, here's the other thing. I don't know how much you realize how much the money they spend at Wet Republic is written off.
I know.
It's fantastic. Like, anytime they bring clients to go to a table,
the companies write them off.
The companies write them off on the taxes.
Entertaining clients.
There is so much money that gets rid off. Where you're like, what are these $10,000 boxes?
That's how they can justify it.
That's how they do it. The $100,000 boxes at Allegiant Stadium during the football game. How the fuck? Who would pay for that? They're writing it off. They're writing it off their taxes, and that's essentially how that whole thing is going on. So that part is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But you get the point. Anyways, it's finding the average woman does not want to get with the average guy. So when you've got, I mean, again, I was asking the normal question when we first started all this off here, but the average woman is not interested in the average guy at this time. Yeah. And especially when even average women still have Instagram accounts. Still, maybe they're not on OnlyFans, maybe they are on OnlyFans, I don't know. But as far as the advertising goes, what was it? I think, was it Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry? I think she was on the Red Table Talk, and she was saying, I still want to feel sexy. I still want to keep my Instagram up. And I still want guys to slide into my DMs, even though I'm married to Steph Curry, for fuck's sake, right? And so when I hear that, it's like, to me, it's not just about the revenue stream, and it's not even so much about the well, it is, but also I think that there is a sort of an innate fear in women that if they don't have that going and everything goes to shit,
it is.
That's their backup plan. That's the plan.
You have to have that.
They might not have a plan B guy, but their Instagram is fucking on point.
I think you're so right about that.
Yeah, because it's this fear. And it wasn't Pearl, it was Allie, but it was Allie and Pearl. And Allie was on TikTok, and TikTok went viral, and she said something to the effect of, I submit to my husband, I love my husband, he's my employer, and he is, he takes care of things, and he takes care of things for me, right? You put that on TikTok, and women lose their fucking minds. And the reason they do, the number one answer from them was, girl, you got to have a side hustle. Girl, you got to have a
way out.
You got to have
Instagram. It's that fucking
something.
It's that escape shoot. It's that second. It's that emergency shoot. That's what that is. That's what it is.
So
that's becoming a moneymaker.
So that's why I'm at the point right now where it's like I know the desire for a lot of guys is to find this nice rural girl from the Amish Dutch country in Pennsylvania and have this sort of like idyllic life, some pastoral scene kind of thing. That's gone, and it will be gone it was gone a long time ago, actually. And you know why it's never coming back? People have said this, chivalry is dead and feminism killed it. No, chivalry is dead and Instagram killed it.
Agreed, yeah.
The social media killed it. The global sexual marketplace killed it. So what are you going to do about it? That's the next thing. So how do you adapt to that? I think most guys today are not adapting to the sexual marketplace.
We are where we are not because of a loss of morality. A lot of fundamentalists will tell you that. We are where we are because of a loss of consequences. Mm-hmm. There are no, again, in 1995, if you did Playboy, that's what you were. You were a Playboy model, period. You were not going to get a job as an attorney. Period. Now in 2000,
like Marilyn Monroe, poor thing.
In 2023, you could do Playboy and you put it on your resume to work at a law firm, and they don't give. Oh wait, she's got social media experience. We're gonna hire her. She's perfect for what we want to do. I had this discussion with Rebecca Barrett, and she made a video where she was talking about all these OnlyFans girls. You guys are gonna
idyllic wife.
Yeah, you guys are gonna pay for it. And then we went on Saucecast afterwards, and I was like, hey, do you remember that whole thing where Caitlyn Jenner runs into someone and kills them and is like a Woman of the Year 4 months later. Mm-hmm. And the Tinder Swindler has a coaching program. And fucking Billy McFarland after Fire Festival did Nelk Boys the other day. And people are trying to do fucking TikToks with O.J. Simpson. And like nobody pays for shit. You go to jail for 15 months for fucking securities fraud after doing a bunch of cocaine and snorting a bunch of doing a bunch of Quaaludes. And then I'm not leaving. And then you're the Wolf of Wall Street and everybody wants to learn from you. And but the point is nobody pays for it. Do you understand? Like the Wolf of Wall, like what Jordan Belfort did was commit felonies, and we love him more now. Isn't that funny? We love him. Nobody pays for it. Doesn't matter how crazy the stuff you say is. Who was the No Jumper just had that white supremacist on the other day? I promise you, he's got more followers now. Jesse Lee Peterson goes out there and says slavery was just sort of an inconvenience for black people. They loved it. They love picking cotton, and no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. The point. So the problem wasn't that there's no morality. The problem is that there's no consequences. No consequences for all the shit we eat. No consequences for all the video games and porn we consume. There's no consequences for all the dudes that slide into our DMs while we have boyfriends. There's no consequences for all the dudes that we date. There's no consequences for all the places that we travel. There's no consequences for any of it, because as many as these guys are talking shit, the reality is every one of you, if you just dropped your standards 10%, could get a guy to marry you. I'm telling you, because Andrew Tate said it and he was completely correct. 99% of men are simps, and that's the reason why. And that's the reality of the situation. But that's the thing. You don't want to lower your standards.
We don't want
You don't want to lower your standards. And this is what. Remember what Richard Reeves said. Richard Reeves was like, "Hey man, we've been talking to these girls and we've been asking them like, are you guys going to lower your standards because there's only 2% of your men?" And I was like, Professor Reeves, like, they're not lowering their standards. And he goes, well, they're going to have to. And I was like, I think they're going to go 5 years without having sex.
I don't think what it's going to be like in like 50 years.
Oh, I know what it's going to be like.
Changing so rapidly.
Well, it is.
I tell you,
men are not providing value either.
Huh?
That's the biggest problem. Men are not providing value.
No, what we've done is now you own the Glock. You go downstairs and check if there's a fucking noise downstairs. That's the thing. You pay the 401k. You're the entrepreneur, and we as like that's the difference. Is like you want a man but don't need him. Like legitimately, you have the fucking Mossberg in your bed now.
I do everything. Like I'm thinking, if a guy wants to come and fuck me, like I take my trash out every day. Like, I don't have a guy coming and hammering my curtains or doing whatever. Like, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I'm like, there's not even, like, me being decent enough to, like, be like, oh, he's a nice guy. Fuck that. No. Bring something that I want to give myself out. It's not about the money.
But what would that be? What does that look like? What would that be?
Like,
what would be something
that... A guy with a good heart. A guy that has value within himself.
There are plenty of guys here in the chat right now with great hearts.
I know, but where are they? Because I don't meet them.
So that's not... So
they don't come to Target either. So they're like, oh, you're hot. I'm like, dude, like...
The reality is...
Groceries or something.
The reality is...
Yeah, do something, motherfucker.
The reality is if I showed them to you, you wouldn't even notice they were alive. You wouldn't even notice that.
True.
You'd be telling me that they seem like great friends. You don't notice them. They're like too short, or they're a 5'11" friend zone. That's what would happen. Because the reality is, like, the numbers don't lie. There's like 80% of men that fit this category.
As a woman, okay, everything is pretty and everything, but as a guy and as a woman, you know your own value. You know your own value, and you know it because you've worked a lot on yourself. Okay, and if you work a lot on yourself and you're trying to, like, always improve yourself, and I'm not saying, like, I have trauma, I have, like, the shit I've dealt with. I got married really young. I was a loyal wife. And you know what? And I took everything away from me. Social media, nothing. I had nothing. I'm talking about, like,
why
nothing.
Did it end?
It ended because he cheated on me. I caught him with my best friend freaking bed. Okay. You know, and I mean, this is a guy I would have sex with other girls with. Like, I mean, it was a happy
that's
year.
Again, let me say this one more time. If letting you bring women home and you're cheating, whatever, you're just fucking it up for the rest of us. Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Michael, don't do it.
Look, and I know I have my own issues that I bring to the table, which is probably like abandonment issues or whatever it is. But I'm a really good woman. Like, I take care of my man. Like, if I'm with you, like, I'm with you. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna look anywhere else. But don't take the ability of myself to make money and be my own person. You know why? Because when I did that, it was like I worked for years, and when I walked out of my marriage, I walked with nothing. I walked with nothing.
I've been there too.
So Instagram is your insurance policy?
It's not really. Like, I don't give a fuck about Instagram. I take it off and on, and, like, I'm not successful because I believe in privacy. I honestly do. And I have it for certain things, like, because it has made me money. But I've also realized that my privacy is, like, personally, to me, it's key. Yeah. And I don't care what anybody thinks. I want to be private in a lot of ways. And sometimes I don't want to be. And I have an Instagram and I'm doing things. But right now I'm single. Obviously, I'm going to have an Instagram.
Okay, so I want to point out another thing. Michael, do you care how much a girl makes if you're dating her?
No.
Me neither. Do you care? No, absolutely not. Most guys, we don't care.
She can be a sandwich
you're not most guys.
Subway.
No,
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
You're not most guys.
I don't know.
Most guys do not care. If the girl is really attractive, most guys do not care how much
That's what I'm saying.
But there's a weird thing happening.
For the most part, she's really attractive.
There's a weird thing happening now that women are making more money and a lot of men are not. And so a lot of girls are being taken advantage of. Is like the guys are the gold diggers at this point. And girls...
I agree that does happen, but this is a minority of men who are very good looking who are able to pull this off. This is the male stripper who sleeps on couches.
Not because I think several of us have been there. We've been taken advantage of by our exes, where I left my last relationship with nothing and a fuck ton of debt.
Wow. Okay.
And I had to clean up my life and become successful on my own. You know, I was just in college and had not made very much money at that point. But I had been taken advantage of. And once I moved here and I started in bottle service, started making money, it felt really...
Was he actually taking money from you?
I don't want to get into details because I don't really want to talk shit about anybody, but that's just an experience that was really hard on me.
Where does he bartend? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
She's a good woman.
No, but it really opened my eyes to the issues, and, like, I did go to school. I did get a degree. I was young, though, but I'm working myself up to being successful, making my own income, being able to take care of myself, and I'm never going to let that happen to me again.
Of course. But this is my point. This is one of those things where I'm not trying to make a point that you're right or wrong. I'm just trying to show the both sides of the scale. What has happened is when you guys make money, for most men, I'm sure what you're talking about happens. Usually when I see that happen, it's these broke male strippers or fucking VIP hosts who don't make any money here, who are like glomming off
lift operators at Kirkwood.
Yeah, we're serious.
I think it's a lot more guys than you think.
Okay, anyway, but my point is, for us, when I think about my girl's money, that's her money, and my money is our money. That's the way it seems. So I just want to explain to you guys, when you make more money, because we just said we don't care about how much you make, it doesn't make our penises harder for you. We don't. The second master's degree doesn't make us more attracted to you. Do you know how many women do not get this? I studied. I got my master's degree. I got my PhD. I have a great job. Lord, where's my man? He's not coming.
Matchmaker?
No, but the point is...
No, I get that. That men don't really value that, but I value that for myself.
For sure.
And I want to make sure that I'm never left in a position where I'm in debt and I'm down on the floor and I can't pick myself back up.
So what we're saying is both sides of the point, which is back to the main thing, which we're all going to be fucking robots in 20 years. Well, we're going to be having sex with robots.
Okay, Michael, if you start a class, we're all going to be the teachers.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are going to teach in the class. Okay, well, next Monday, MOA, you guys can come out.
All those guys in the chats, like they can all come and
a lot more to elaborate on.
All the guys in the chat are part of your OnlyFans crew, right? and you. I was one last thing here. People were asking me if I was going to address this because I did. I think it was you guys that put this clip up from one of our previous shows, and it's pertinent to what we're talking about right now. So I think I'll cover this. You've turned yourself into the men that you want to marry. Meaning that you went to college, you got a lot of money, you make a shit ton of cash. I mean, other than Mr. John, Orlando, other than this guy, who else in Vegas are you going to get with besides that dude? Like, how is...
Yeah.
Like, who else is it going to be? You've essentially what women are doing right now is turning themselves into the men that they wanted to marry. And by the way, that's not my line. That's a line from Gloria Steinem from 1970.
No, I would agree with that.
I agree. Because we've been failed too many times. Like,
yeah.
When I go online and I look at people using firearms, are they usually men or are they women now on Instagram? What do you think?
A lot of women.
It's a whole lot of women. Like the legit, like I think this is something we don't talk about that much. Like with the Jamie Villamore situation, with always having switchblades and pistols. Like legitimately don't need men. She is better with a Glock than probably both of us. Do you understand?
Well, and I'll tell you, there is maybe the normies are like this out in the real wide average world or whatever, but they don't understand that. They don't understand that men are becoming more and more superfluous. It's a word. There's your $8 word. It's not a $10 word. It's an $8 word, right? Dr. Phil, look it up. But it's like women don't need a man anymore, but they want a man. Would you say? Would you agree with that? Okay, so now that you've all agreed to that, what type of man do you want but don't need? What does he look like? Where does he work?
I don't know. I want to find out.
Is his name Brock or Chad? What's his name? Why is everyone laughing? It's so true that, like, anyway, his name's Kyler. Okay, got it. Kyler. Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I definitely want a man who's in consistent pursuit of finding himself, of understanding himself, of being very self-aware, of being very in touch with his masculinity, and takes responsibility and accountability for all of his actions, even if they're good or bad. But I definitely want someone who's in consistent pursuit of understanding himself through all the changes, and at the same time...
The problem is I know these guys, but they're 5'5" and Filipino, and you aren't going to date them. That's the problem. I do fucking know.
At this point, I just feel like
Here's my buddy from Nepal. Ready? You going to do this? Let's do it.
Where's your buddy from Nepal?
Hey, you know what? I have a buddy of mine who's like second year at Harvard right now.
Really?
Yeah, you really should. He's looking at you right now. There he is. He's gonna take over the world right now. And he's very single right there.
Okay, there you go. Hey.
Let's see what happens.
Ready to mingle.
Wait, what's your sign?
Oh God, no. All right, here we go.
He's cute.
Don't tell us. You're gonna run the tarot right now.
What's your sign?
Me? I don't remember. Might stop.
Liar.
Probably. I don't know. No, I'm a Libra, but
Libra,
like
okay.
Equalizer.
So you put some like validity in astrological.
Yeah,
signs?
for sure.
Okay. Do you believe in ghosts?
No, but I do.
Do you believe in? Okay, go ahead.
energy?
Energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just keep hearing the girls talk about energy and they're dating these like good-looking dudes who treat them like shit. And I'm like, what happened to the energy thing? I don't understand. Your boyfriend cheats on you and he's got like a 500 body count and he calls you a fucking whore and goes to your phone and you keep talking about energy. I'm just like, it hurts. It hurts so bad.
But he's a Gemini. It's okay.
But he's a Gemini. It's so good. And I just want a guy. I want a guy who's in touch with himself. He's in touch with his energy and he's just so good and he's done all the work. He's done all this work. No, dude.
Find a center.
Yeah.
Center your cheeks.
They give you false belief. They give you false belief. That's why.
Do you believe in UFOs? Does anybody believe in UFOs?
100% I do.
See, they are real.
I do.
No, I believe in unidentified flying objects, but they're not flown by aliens.
Of course not.
They're not flying by aliens. Yeah, they're flown by our government. Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah.
Tarot cards. Anybody got a deck of tarot cards?
Yes, I do.
Ouija. Hey, we got a Ouija board.
I don't do Ouija. That's a little negative. That's black magic.
No, it's black.
Not black. That's Santeria. More like
my Colombian bruja over here.
Bruja, ¿qué?
Speaking, the bruja speaking. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all brujas in some kind of way. Un poquito, pero no mucho.
I love chick crack.
They just go through all of it, and then we get into conspiracies next. So that's so great.
Conspiracy would be nice.
I like that. Make sure
so I'll just tell you, I think that we're doomed and there's nothing we're going to do about it. I'll be honest with you. I honestly, Ray Kurzweil.
Why do you think we're doomed?
Ray Kurzweil's book just ended it for me. Have you read the Singularity is Near?
No.
Your next two books, The Singularity is Near, The Singularity is Near by Ray Kurzweil.
Okay.
In the future, when we have AI that is good enough to where you can't tell meaning like an actual android that can pass the Turing test and men can have sex with it, right?
It's all over.
You've already got fans that are having sex with Transformers now, right?
Yeah.
When that happens, they're not going to need. They're not going to need. So here's the thing: when you think about our ancestors 100 years ago, bro, why do you shave so much? You're in the shower. You shower every day. You brush your teeth. They would look at us like, what a bitch! You guys are so weak. I can't believe you eat. You have all your teeth. You guys are fucking weak. 100 years from now, we're going to be looking at like our kids will be like, you guys fuck robots?
Yeah.
That's so weird. But to them, it won't be weird because you want to know what the alternative is? Women who don't accept them.
Yes.
Women who said that look down on them. You don't make enough money. You're too short. And they're going to grow up and they're like on their 16th birthday, they get two fucking Playboy bunny robots and they start fucking them. Then one day they go out to the club when they're in college and they have to talk to a real woman and be like, it was nice to meet you. Thank you for the drink. And walks the fuck off. They're like, I'm going to go fuck my robots. I'm going to go fuck the robots.
The population's going to end up plummeting at some point.
It's Westworld.
So that's one half of it.
I think most of it, like a society has really done this to us. Right?
No, hold on. No. But here's the other side. The women are like, I hate men. They're just sperm donors.
No,
well, guess what you're not going to need in a few years when we start combining 23 alleles from two women together. Guess what? We're going to be able to create zygotes out of fucking two female 23 allele chromosomes, and we're going to have women actually having babies with women. It's going to fucking happen.
A lot of women are going to prefer that.
Perfect.
And you're going to have two genders that don't need each other at all. When we get to that point, then we have a population crisis. Right now, we don't have a population crisis. Look at Indonesia and Mexico. We do not have a fucking population crisis.
Not right now. They come from us. So you better get your game right because we don't want to be alone. I want a guy. I really want that.
No, but you asked where we're going to be. You asked your question was where are we going to be in 50 years?
Yeah.
I've just told you where we're going to be in 50 years.
No, I don't think it's even 50.
The idea, the pervasive nature of pornography now. You legitimately believe once it becomes three-dimensional that men are going to do anything else? Bro, it's like you're fat and you live on your mom's couch and at least you have guys like me who make fun of you. Right. No one will make fun of you. You will be you'll have a foursome with hot chicks that change their features every day, and you'll fuck all of them on the fly every day. You will have no
consumed in it that you won't be able to work and support yourself.
Why would you need to support yourself? Your house is fucking 3D printed and your internet is free. Why would you support yourself? Your food is GMO. None of it makes any fucking difference. You want to know what we're going to be? That is what we're going to be. And the other thing, the AI thing, always, oh my God, the AI is going to take over. The day the AI takes over, you're going to be living in your holodeck, happy as shit, eating the food that you want with a fucking illusion of the perfect body. The happiest day of your life, the AI will take over and you won't give a fuck. Well, that's how this thing is going to end.
But if you can't tell the difference, does it really matter?
If you can't tell the difference, does it really matter?
Even as a model too, like with a new AI, it's going to be beneficial in some sort of form because if you look at it, like and you're experiencing I don't know, using an Oculus or whatever, and you could be the model. Like it's beautiful in a way, dude, but I mean, is it?
Listen, the whole you saw what happened. You saw what happened with Coconut Kitty 143. She killed herself 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah.
Coconut Kitty 143. She obviously put the face of a 12-year-old over her face. Have you seen this before?
No.
So she basically has like this porn star body, and her face she changed. She's a very pretty girl, but she would put a 12-year-old filter. If you go on Face app, there's a filter on there for old and young. She puts the young filter on her face, and she looked like a 12-year-old face with a 40-year-old's body, or with a 30-year-old body. Yeah, like Jessica Rabbit type of body, very curvy. And everyone said you are promoting sex trafficking for children. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Well, it finally got to her, and she took her own life because she had continually seen like her fans. When I think she took a second to really look at her fans, it wasn't some of them were creepy pedophiles.
So sad.
All of them were creepy pedophiles. All of them that were willing to pay money to look at her shit were creepy pedophiles. And when she finally grasped that, she's like, look at what I'm promoting. Look at what I'm enabling. I believe
this is the world we're living in.
I believe personally.
But that's what we're living in.
Yeah. Bunny, how long do you suspect what's your screen time like? You know how you get the reminder every now and then, like I don't know if you have this, but the little reminder that says this week you spent an average of 9 hours on screen time.
I know.
What would you say your average screen time is?
For a phone, computer?
Computer. Let's because you're online all the time,
right? It's a lot less these days. Before, way high, but now it's more so being social, networking, and recording. I don't play video games for fun much anymore. I used to play a lot online, but now it's get my work done and then network.
What do you do okay, so you used to play video games for fun, but then it became a business. And now
did you ever hate playing League of Legends? I've never played one second.
Did you ever play? Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm going to go try to play it this week. Like, I've never played it one second.
Well, I'm asking because I want to know where the threshold is. It doesn't have to be video games, but like I'm wondering where the threshold is. Like, so you used to play video games because you enjoyed them, and then you start playing them competitively, and then you made it a business, right?
If people want to become a streamer, they think, oh my God, they get to play whatever game they want, and it's super fun. You have to play the games that get the most viewers, and those aren't often the game you find most enjoyable. Yeah. And that's where it gets hard for people. They think it's a dream world, but in reality, it's not.
Dude, if I could play GTA all day long, it'd be great, but everyone's playing GTA. Like, there's too many people doing that. But like Final Fantasy VII, they go crazy. Madden streamers, which to me is the most interesting thing in the world, those guys don't make shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with it.
Well, like, what do you do besides that, though? Do you have other hobbies or interests or anything outside of that? Like, do you actually go out and touch grass is what I'm asking you.
Do you live in the real world?
Recently, I started going outside. Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. It was funny. When I lived in Vegas for like 2 or 3 years, I would never leave the house. And then now it's like when people ask me, oh, you just moved here. No, I've actually been here for a while. I just didn't go outside for a while.
Saw the sunlight. Well, I'm asking because one of the things that I find is there's a lot of guys get into sort of monetizing the things that they really enjoy doing, and then it becomes work, and then they don't enjoy doing that anymore. And so the hobby or the pastime that they thought was very enjoyable, they gave them a certain degree of like contentment or happiness to while they were doing it. No longer does, but they still have to do it because they have to make money at it. Now, there's a similar analogy with that with OnlyFans or with being, you can't get off the train, right? There's no brakes on the fucking train.
Don't get off the train.
And so it's not. I mean, so you're in one niche, the girls are in another niche here, but it's. When they always, was it David Goggins? I forget who's this. No days off. Jocko Willnick, whatever. Like, literally, you don't get any days off because the moment you do, somebody laps you. Your competitors lap you on social media. But I was wondering if you guys feel. When I was working in the day-to-day 9-to-5 world, there was always this term of burnout. You can't have employee burnout. Do you ever experience, any of you, any burnout from what you're doing?
Constantly. Of course.
For sure.
I'm lucky I don't. Yes. I love screaming on fucking camera, and I love. Shout out to MOA. I'm going to do this till I'm fucking 80. Tell me I won't. I never get burnt out. I love this shit.
Yeah.
Dude, you experience
This is your calling, though.
I'm currently experiencing it right now, and it's so crazy because I think at this point in my life, I'm working so much more harder because I want to achieve my goals. and just manifest them for sure this year.
There it is, manifest them.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that.
No, I just
I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't.
Oh, I know exactly what to say right now.
No, it's just
But no, the reason why is there's nothing wrong with her. Like at some point, like you're very pretty. There's some point where there's no problem with you believing that.
right.
But it's not fucking true.
Oh my God.
The universe doesn't manifest shit.
Me too. Exactly.
There are no zodiac signs. Don't mean shit.
But we
I don't know, dude.
But it's kind of like it can be like the placebo effect.
Yeah, but
that if you keep
for
putting
sure.
it out there and you keep working towards
Men
it,
are
right?
rational.
But
It's not going to work. It's not going to work because
do you know
of
what?
the universe.
Do you know what manifest means?
It's what you believe
Do you
in.
know what manifest means? It means not working for it. That's what it means.
I don't know.
Lamborghini. Super hot girlfriend. That's what manifest means.
No, it's just.
I don't know.
She doesn't mean it
reality.
literally like
Yeah,
that.
no. Yeah, exactly.
Come
And
on.
I'm trying to bring to reality exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And because of that, I am experiencing burnout, and it's crazy just because the frustration, the fatigue is now surfacing up as anxiety.
Do you work a lot? I mean, do you put a lot of hours in?
Yeah.
Like you bust your ass to be as you know, who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just.
So that's manifesting, really busting your ass.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Exactly.
Well, I
and
mean,
just,
whenever I listen to women say something like "we're vibing," right, or we have this energy or this, what I think is, I think those are the terms that women give to like what we would say is, yeah, I'm really busting my ass and I'm really working hard.
I've never said to Rollo, man, I really want to manifest this 8-figure company that I'm running. It's like, no, man, we got to fix this fucking sales funnel.
Yeah.
We got to do this now. I got to hire a sales team. Shit really happened to me today. Somebody cease and desist letter. Somebody wants me fucking dead. Somebody's trying to steal my girlfriend. Somebody wants to take my money. That's what it's like for me. There's no manifesting, and sure as fuck no zodiac signs. It's just like here's the thing. If all you guys want to get rich. You guys want to get rich, really? How many of you read $100 million offer by Alex Hormozi?
Never.
How is that possible? That is my point. It's just so great.
Should. Now I will. Can you make a list for me?
Ready? I'm my coins. Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson.
Okay.
None of you. How many of you guys, seriously, how many of you guys read The Millionaire Fast Lane? None of you. Like, that's the point. If you really wanted to, how do you know Dan fucking Fleischman?
Yes,
That's crazy.
I do.
Dan Fleischman has made me so much money. How are we? Do you understand?
Maybe she's
Tatiana?
happy where she's at.
Yeah.
No, that's not the thing. Whenever I talk to the girls, they're like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and I'm going to make so much money and all this kind of stuff. And I have this book list.
So many other priorities.
Free MOA book list. You guys can look at it right now. I'll give you 30 books. It'll fucking change your life. Guys, way smarter
You
than me.
wake up every day and you don't have to do your makeup. You don't have to.
No, you're right. I have to run a company. I have to run a fucking 8-figure company every day. And if I don't work,
we need to be hot for you guys.
But if I don't,
I had to flat iron my hair before I came.
that is a good point. They did have to do that.
Good boy.
Okay.
Hey guys, ready? Book list.
Okay.
Book list. Go to our server. I don't know. Hey, if Tristan can put it in the chat, but go to our school server, and there is a book list. All 30 books that are required reading for the Men of Action program. You guys can look them up right now. And those books I just said are on the list.
Okay.
So what I think,
Tristan, can you put the free school server on his chat and my chat? Can you do that? Okay, awesome.
So what I think is like women apply those words to like more or less concrete things when they don't have a term to sort of like call it something what it actually is. Like I get this all the time when people talk about vibing. Oh, if I'm with a really hot guy and we're vibing, then yeah, it's probably going to go down, kind of thing. That vibing is the intercommunication between. There's actually something very technical that's going on there. You just don't have a word for it, so it's vibing. Man. It must be.
Right?
It must be energy. Right?
Women and men are very
Connection,
different.
vibes.
We know what we mean.
Women and men are
We
different.
speak in a different language.
Do you guys
might not mean it literally.
Do you guys want to know a huge difference? So, if you've ever dated a bisexual woman, what happens is when you date her and you have this amazing before you guys become boyfriend and girlfriend. No, from her standpoint,
girlfriend.
Boyfriend and girlfriend. No, we haven't got there yet. Step one is getting the bisexual girlfriend. We'll get to the threesomes later. So when you first start dating her, she believes that you just accidentally ended up at Mastro's and accidentally knew what to order and accidentally it was near your house and there accidentally was her favorite alcohol in the thing and accidentally her favorite TV show was on and accidentally there were fucking flowers and candles. She thinks in her mind this just manifested because she's beautiful and that's the way the world works for her. Me as the man, I planned all of this shit. None of this was manifest. Like all of this was planned every fucking second. Then you and your girlfriend who's bisexual start picking up women and this weird fucking thing happens where she's like, yeah, I just want to kind of let it happen. It's going to happen organically. No, you stop that shit right now. It doesn't work. And then you have to explain to her, you remember our first date? I planned all this shit. And then when you're with a girl for a while, you explain to her, no, you have to be super fucking aggressive. We have to bring her here. When these guys step up, I need you to set a screen, get them off, get her over here. We need to get her back to the place. All of this is planned out. And she's like, really? I was like, yes. From your standpoint, sex just happens. From our standpoint, it is work. Like it's these fucking step letters that happen. And when you have a bisexual girlfriend, she doesn't realize it. She doesn't realize it until she has to go pick up a woman. And she's like, oh, fuck, you're right. If we didn't do this, then we wouldn't have got her home. And this person would have taken her back. And this would, oh my God, you're right. I didn't realize all this shit was happening. This has happened to me with every bisexual
Dating for guys is like planning the D-Day invasion.
Yeah. It's really crazy. I'll bet you if you go back and think about every bisexual situation you've had, the guy like set up, it happened to be at his mansion with his car that a person picked the girl up and there was a driver. And there
not
was
so much. Sometimes I think I initiated it.
But that's the thing. You initiated it though.
Yeah.
Right,
no, I found the girls.
Yeah, but you didn't initiate it with him. The point I'm trying to say is you understood the psychology of a woman to get her to come in. But a lot of times with women they don't. And that's the difference. Is that women, because the sex just manifested, they think when we go pick up a girl, it's gonna it doesn't work that way. We're men. We gotta plan this out. That's the way it works.
But you used a woman.
Yes, of course. I mean, trust me, Stockton had Malone. Dude, I'm not stupid. I know. Yes, I had a woman. It's called the pick and roll. Yeah. I'm very aware of how this works. 2-on-2 basketball is the best.
Score.
Yes.
Mike, do you have any tattoos?
I don't have any. You don't put bumper stickers on a Bentley.
There you go.
Right.
Don't you go to hell if you get those?
Huh?
Right.
Do you have
My mother
tattoos?
says
You
that.
have no tattoos. Do you
No.
have tattoos?
Zero.
Zero. Do you have tattoos?
I do have some tattoos.
Like how many?
There's 2 of them.
You don't have a full sleeve or anything like that.
Not yet, no. But I recently did decide I want to get tatted up like that. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah,
what
really?
comes
That'd be
out.
hot. That'd be hot on you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
would. You would.
I want to like a sleeve and a little bit on my
totally.
hand,
I see
and then some sort of like neck piece.
I think
So,
you
like,
have,
don't
you
have
As a
have
men, just kind of look like, what the fuck? And we're like, yeah.
But for right now, I'm like.
Anybody else?
I have
have tattoos? I know you
tattoos.
do.
I don't have any.
tattoos.
Yeah, I
You do.
have 7.
You do.
Yeah.
You have 7. You have 7. Okay.
Little one.
I think I have 7 too, actually.
Oh.
7's a lucky number. Hey.
See, the reason I bring that up is because like the number one red flag that most guys say is like, oh, if a girl has tattoos, man, she's off the list.
That's most girls now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That is most girls.
That's funny. Mine are hidden too. Mine are like baby.
Like a lot of men that are like, if you're in a small town, you don't even qualify in this chat.
Unlike Las Vegas,
You don't
yes,
qualify
yeah.
in this chat because like the women here are women that have a different kind of life. So like obviously men are gonna feel that we're not on their range of dating, like kind of thing, but. Like, we still are people, and we still are women, and we still feel like we're normal to ourselves. I feel like I'm a normal girl. I don't have any surgeries. I some lip filler, maybe.
But you do have 7 tattoos.
I do have 7 tattoos. I kind of like pain. I don't know.
And she has a great vagina, by the way.
Thank you.
FYI.
Well, that's over the line. That's all the things we talked about on the show. That we're not going to have you talk about some other woman's vagina, Tatiana Erickson.
I'm so sorry.
That is too much, even for us. Morality has to step in at some point.
I don't know where your line was at.
That is too much. I think John Orlando wants us to leave
I
the
saw it
studio.
from a distance when we were changing, actually.
Is that what you want me to write?
Yeah.
You're holding
I'll
it,
help
actually. That is the rational woman as well. It is. When everybody asks me that, they would say, hey, when are you going to write the rational female? Like, I already did. If you would read this, you would understand more about yourself as well. Yeah, exactly.
I would get UT Longhorn thing on my shoulder. That would be it. Because I'm always going to be a Longhorn. That's it. That's the only tattoo I would ever get. There you go. There you go. Your
family crest.
I do have a family crest too. Maybe that would work too as well. So
I guess I'm low quality.
It gets deep.
Any reason?
No, I love my skin, and I'm frankly afraid of the pain. So
yeah,
you get over it.
But I love investing in things that do make me feel good about my body, like laser. Or
you met the right guy, and his energy was on point.
Yeah.
And he said, I want you to get my name tattooed on your
Hell
neck.
no.
dude, so many women are doing that. Ladies, stop putting the dude's name on your shit.
Never done it.
Because you know who does that?
embarrassing.
You know who does that? Fucking girls that they put their pimp's name on their fucking leg or their shoulder like that. Don't do it.
It's like a cow.
Yeah, so stop doing it. Like, even if you're doing it with your boyfriend, that's what everyone thinks you're doing. So stop
Cringy.
doing it.
Bunny, do you have a problem with girls with tattoos? Is that a red flag to you? You go, oh man, whoa.
No, I think tattoos are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so the reason I'm bringing this up,
Bunny's favorite kind of girls are the ones that are naked at his house.
naked and playing games with my
and his girlfriend.
And your girlfriend's
of course, she's number one.
No, the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's the number one red flag for everyone. And first of all, I think it's kind of a little bit over. It's way.
I think the number one red flag is fucking dudes on OnlyFans. I think after that red flag,
you got a point there.
I think after that would be tattoos.
Well, because you
like having fucked all of my friends would be like a second red flag. I think, and then
putting tattoos on your body would be like putting bumper stickers on a Lamborghini, right? I mean, that's
or a custom paint job.
You should start doing that, Michael. Like you've been on the show. Let's get a tattoo.
Hell
like you and me, it's like a Colombian flag.
Yeah,
we should get matching tattoos.
But only half of one.
I get half of one, and you get the other half.
Yeah,
for sure.
It'll be for real.
Kylie would love that. Where do I sign up for that one?
I'm sure she'll get the other part.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys get a tattoo, it has to be a really retarded. Like, what is a tattoo on
would you get a tramp stamp
or something?
Do you like tattoos on men?
No.
Or do you not care?
I do.
Is it a red flag,
or
is it like
I do find certain ones tacky for sure.
So the
Bart Simpson on the butt.
No, like a clock or like
a clock.
Yeah, or like a dollar bill.
Yeah.
Or like something on the chest, especially a name. I don't like that. Or like a feather.
Honor.
I think for men, the tattoo sleeve shows like an ancestral tribal affiliation, which is attractive to women because it shows tribal affiliation. But I think for men, the tattoo may show a branding. For men, this she belongs to some other man or some other tribe, and therefore that's less attractive. I think that might be the reason why. I know several girls who have no tattoos, who are
deep.
super attracted to men who have tattoos.
It's energy.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that from a lot of girls.
By the way, I've seen the opposite. Girls who have a ton of tattoos are only interested in guys who have zero.
I was going to say, research-wise, let's get back to the studies.
Okay.
Research-wise, women with tattoos tend to be more promiscuous than women.
By the way, women who listen to hip hop are actually more promiscuous as well.
And also have tattoos.
That is true.
That like to twerk.
It seems like there's like tattoo escalation right now. So it used to be a tramp stamp, right?
No.
And then it's like the boob chandeliers, right?
Like Rihanna.
You know what I'm talking about.
Bro, boobs are so great. Stop putting tattoos there. It's so bad. I saw one like ivy underneath to cover up the scars. That was kind of hot. Just keep the middle part. No, nothing needs to be here, dude. Seriously. Let us enjoy that. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think beauty is just upon the eye. Like, people are attracted to whatever. Like, I don't know. Everyone is so different that if we try to like be generic about everything, you're always gonna argue because people like whatever the fuck they like.
I think you're just expressing yourself.
Exactly.
I have nothing against tattoos. I just don't want them for me.
There are statistics. I realize that, but like they're more general. Like when it comes to like specific things, I think it's just. Depending on who you are, and like you're obviously gonna attract those kind of people because you're in that kind of I don't know, whatever you do. I think it's hard.
I think what you're saying is true for women. For men, I think they find a very narrow group of things attractive. I think there is a hip to waist ratio, signs of youth, nice skin. There's certain things that men find attractive, but there's not very many. There's like attractive? 4, maybe 10. You're attractive. But I'll tell you what. No matter what they say, 90% of these guys would go out with you. I don't give a fuck what these guys say.
They would. And 90. That's the thing. Like, no, I wouldn't want to marry them, but
but
I'm a good wife.
Right.
I just don't want to be married to an asshole.
Hey, I want to ask the chat something here because we got to include the chat here. Okay. If you're in the chat right now, and you can think of some red flags that would be deal breakers for women, put them in the chat right now because tattoos was one. But we always talk about red flags all the time, and I want to know like what those are so we can sort of like pass some of the best ones around.
If they can't cook.
If women can't cook is a red flag?
If anyone can't cook. If you tell me you can't feed your damn self other than a box of mac and cheese, and you're still going to fuck it up. It's not a box of mac and cheese, it's Uber Eats.
Like, I make too much money to fucking feed myself.
You know?
Like Monty said, take out the trash.
That's another one of my
red flags.
Take out the fucking trash. It's not hard.
I think women need to have their
piercings.
I think a woman who loves to instigate their man to get into fights for them to start drama. I was working at this club in Anaheim, and this girl bought herself a drink from the bar and had it sent to her. at the table they were at.
What?
And then she told her husband, oh yeah, some guy sent it to me. And he literally got in a fight and they got kicked out because of what she was instigating. Wow.
That's amazing.
That's not going to last.
What a great relationship.
She is a huge red flag herself.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember when I dated her because that's
no, like when
that's crazy.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I got some good ones here.
Okay.
Okay, so the girl is delusional. Okay, be a little more specific, guys. Voting Democrat, bashing men, does drugs, bull rings and weird piercings, neon colored hair. Colored hair, by the way, is what it's like if you got fuchsia colored hair.
I don't know if your boobs are nice enough. I don't care about the hair.
The hair color. Oh, she's a baby mama. She's a thought mommy. Okay. Let's see what else. She's too into social media. She's an influencer. I know you guys were going to put that one on there. Smokes too much weed. She's a feminist. Piercings. Got to that one.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Talks too much.
Feminists are fun to go. Never mind.
Trader SZ says hooped earrings too. No, hooped earrings are a sign. Hoop earrings are a sign of ovulation.
I think it depends on the
She's
size.
ovulating. Yes, I'm all about. Yeah, that is not that is actually a green flag, my friend.
I like Jennifer Lopez. What can I say?
Thick eyelashes. Does anybody have fake eyelashes? Well, you got. Okay.
I think nobody's out of control over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to see if there's any red flags at this table. Bad.
That's a huge
at this table? No. They're paying your credit card, bro. Tattooed eyelashes?
You mean
how is that maybe
eyebrows.
genetically you just don't have eyelashes? Like I don't eyebrows.
Too many male friends.
Yeah. Okay. So
Do you
this
have
is
more male friends than you have female friends.
Any of you?
That's a good one.
No.
I don't really know if I
have two.
I have a lot of male friends.
I am the guy friend they are always complaining about. I am the guy friend your boyfriends are always complaining about.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You're one of my friends.
Yeah.
Someone says #vegan.
Right, so here we go. Here we go. Here's the big one. Ready?
More male friends than female.
It's not the female. It's not the male friends.
I need my meat.
It's the male friends, and then they act like then they're drunk around them, and they're like, Tom would never lay a finger on me, and he's not like that, and this guy's like my brother, and I'm going on a yacht with John, and John would never put a hand on me because he's like my brother, and you should come out with me and John. When that's the red flag for me. When you're around these dudes who are clearly only interested in having sex with you, and you are either so like autistic that you can't read the room, or you are like just so negligent that you can't tell that they're all trying to sleep.
Yeah.
So naive that all of them are trying to sleep with you. That is the biggest red flag to me.
And the second you become single, they're all coming.
Yeah, all
after
dude.
Yeah.
When my girls started posting
too much makeup.
Pictures of me, yeah, for sure. My girl started posting pictures of me. All these guys who were her best friends started yelling at her like, I can't believe, like, because they were all waiting for their turn. And when she started dating me, then they would go on my Instagram and do the most beta shit ever. You should go out with him. He's in Vegas and he's gonna do this and this and he's a pimp. They're calling me a pimp, and they're doing all this kind of crazy stuff. And then she was like, she came to the realization, she's like, wow, I can't have any guy friends because I didn't realize as soon as I told them I was dating you, how many of them just like started professing their undying love, trying to keep me from leaving to go be with you. And it was just one of these things when that delusion to me is the number one red flag of like, this woman is going to hook up with somebody else. I'm going to go out with some clients tonight and we're just going to, listen, if you're going to go out with clients, that's fine. But you need to at least admit to me they're trying to have sex with you.
Right.
Yeah,
if you try to front like they're not, then that means when it happens, you're going to act like, oh, I have no fucking idea. No, you are going out on that boat, and that's because with a bunch of fucking hosts that are your brothers because they're trying to smash. I don't mind that but you don't know that's what's going to happen. That's why I have a problem.
Let me see your phone. Show me the front of your phone.
Oh, it's dead.
No cracks? Okay.
Anybody have cracks?
Anybody have cracks in your phone?
No cracks.
That's a red flag, by the way.
No cracks.
That was pretty good. So, the winner. You win. You win a free t-shirt.
No, the new Gorilla Glass is like hard to break.
But you're right. You're right. I've seen that. I've seen the cracks.
Tampons in the back pocket.
I mean, why is that a red flag?
Fun.
That's just smart.
It's kind of weird.
Cracks.
These
phone
are
screen
men
is the
making
best.
like red flags. Of
Dallas
like,
Cowboys fan.
Yeah, you can eat a penis directly. Go directly. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You can get out of here like Zeke
You guys
Elliott.
say we don't include the chat. Fuck off.
If they constantly are ordering food too, so if you can't cook in that, or if you order food too much, or if you're mean to your animals, that's
a huge.
Bro, 100%. Bro, I would no way. If you don't like my cats, you're done. 100%.
That's probably my biggest at the top of my list.
Raccoon eyes, a flat booty.
That's not a red flag. It's a reason to not date someone. A flat booty.
Well, good thing there's butt fillers for that.
Drink too much, I would say that probably. That's par for the course. Let's see.
Drinking too much or smoking.
Says
really
axe instead of ask.
No.
Let's see. Likes scary movies. Anybody like scary movies?
Love.
I've actually played a succubus in an episode of Ghost Adventures, so now people really get mad. And they're freaked out because they're like, you just have this weird, like, sexual, evil, demonic energy or something. And I feel like you're going to steal my soul. I'm like, well, don't watch this episode. Just like me contorting my
bad
body.
Relationship with their family. You guys all have good relationships with your family? Are you tight with your family?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
See,
very tight.
See, you're a normal girl.
Yeah, very tight. I live with my mom.
The thing is, like, the world is changing, and women want to have a piece of it too. Like, why not? Like, we still want guys to
totally
be guys.
correct. But you just said two different things. The world is changing, and women want a piece of it too, and we want guys.
Yeah.
And for in a lot of cases, those two things are going to conflict.
But Michael, this is what is happening in reality.
Of course,
with guys. Like, it's not that, like, we're hot girls. Like, we can have sex every day if we want to.
Yes.
But we choose not to because the guys are not really bringing anything to the table. Like forget. Like, we don't even want.
You can't have sex with the guys you want.
We don't even want your money. Like,
Okay, hold on. But could this also be the case? The guys who would bring something to the table are now dating a younger version who isn't on OnlyFans and has just from the gate just.
No, I think guys just want everything, and they want to have it all.
Yeah.
They want to have it all.
No, I'm telling you, I'm giving you a hint here. That is what's going on.
Yeah.
They are dating younger women who literally haven't been with any dudes and don't have a bunch of shit on OnlyFans, and that's the reason why you're having trouble finding those guys. And the guys, that's the point. That's what's going on. Does that make sense?
All right, everybody, let me see your
sense.
nails. All right, I don't think any of these are too long. Okay, that's a red flag. Like this giant ass.
Natural, yeah.
Nails. Okay, so
Natural.
so no red flags there. Let's see.
Gotta be able to work with your hands. You know?
Yeah,
because we do shit.
We make money to be pretty. Okay?
Watch us crime shows to unwind.
Oh my
like
gosh,
2020.
that's the most common thing too.
Bro,
My ex
just,
does that.
I can't believe how many girls hit me up because I was on the 2020 murder thing a couple weeks ago. They interviewed me on 2020, and I was like, none of my friends are going to watch this. I don't give a fuck. I was like, what if they make me look stupid? I don't care. Like, nobody watched 2020. All of the girls who hit me up, and they were like, yeah, I saw you on this murder thing. Like, you watch this shit? I was like, yeah, the playmate who murdered her.
We watch that shit all the time.
Who murdered her sugar daddy, and I was like, really? You guys watch this? No, it's an evolutionary adaptation.
I fall asleep to that shit.
There's I can't remember. Someone wrote about this. Women's fascination with the murder mysteries has to do with their own self-preservation. They're like trying to find these signs. Like Ted Bundy is fascinating to them because like I need to find the signs of Ted Bundy because that ultimately is the worst, right? It's right there. To some women, worse than death is like being sexually assaulted. So that's the reason why there's an adaptation to fight against that, which is one of the explanations for why so many women are so fascinated with these like homicide, murder mystery. So many women I talk to.
Teaching ourselves and preparing ourselves.
That's exactly what I'm. That's exactly right.
Learning how to protect us and look out for it.
Because women get a rise out of indignation as well. And Tinder swindler, for example, let's just look at those. Or you look at The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, right? You're like, oh, who's going to get the rose, right? You know, it's trying to figure out if the guy is for real or if he's not for real. And that also goes back to as an evolutionary adaptation. I got to figure out if this guy's the real deal. Is he just fucking with me, or is he really who he says? Is he going to stick around?
Shit for statistics
right.
too.
Well, you do.
Watch
Well,
that
it's
stuff? Do you
I do not watch The Bachelor. Donovan Sharp, I'm looking at you. No,
I tried
I do not watch. I do not watch.
They auditioned me for it back, but I was 38, and they were like, "You're too old." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't drink." Dude, they were ready to put me on The Bachelorette. Like I already talked to the director or whatever, and he goes, "So how old are you?" Then I goes, "I'm 38." There's no way. I was way too old. Like, no, they do not want, because the girls are 21. No, America wants to see a 21-year-old with a 28-year-old. They don't want to see it with a 30-year-old.
America wants to see MILF Island is what they want to see.
And then the other one was, I was like, so do you drink casually? It's like, yeah, I don't drink at all. They're like, done. There's no point in having a show with a bunch of good-looking people. Not that, like, by the way, the guys on the show are way better looking than me. I don't know why you even pick me. They were like on that fucking show, and they're like, they all get drunk as shit and get into like fist fights.
They just want drama.
They want drama, and I was like,
I'm not going to give them that.
There was like, I don't drink. There was no way they were going to have me on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there's a need that women have for indignation. It's primarily driven from the need to figure out if the guy is for real or not. And that's why shows like The Bachelor. That's why
Catfish.
Technically, even MILF Island, I guess, would be the same. But like the Tinder Swindler, the reason why that was a huge documentary is because women were like, "Oh my gosh!" They were trying to figure out, like, from the beginning of the story to the end of the story, if the guy was really who he said he was. Of course, he wasn't. But it's the process of getting to that point and resolving it that go, oh, whew, it's like you dodged a bullet. Even if it's virtually, that's why when they're asking about like scary movies, because what happens when you watch a horror movie or something, your brain doesn't know that you're not actually, you're not in Saw, right? Nothing's actually going to happen to you, but it's a simulation. It's a virtual kind of reality that your brain gets off on, because we used to have to worry about, Black Panthers in a dark jungle that are going to jump out and get us, right? So we have to be prepared for that. And there's nothing in our natural world that we have to worry about so much.
It makes us
that.
feel better and safer. There's not happening to us.
Well, one of the things that's so interesting to me is when I have a female friend who hits me up and they're like, yeah, and blah, 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 and I went out with this guy. And I went out with this guy, and I couldn't tell that he was the way that he was. I had no idea, but like for everyone else, we could tell. It's like, ladies, you understand? You can do credit checks, background checks. Ask if they ever tell you to. If my girlfriend right now wanted to go talk to my exes, like, bring a knife, but like you're welcome to talk. You're welcome to talk to them. I'm never going to tell you to not talk to them. You can find out all this stuff. Like there's so many bona fides that John had when you dated him. But, like the problem is the emotions are so thick in the beginning and they're so real that like you wouldn't even care. Wait, he has a 100 credit score? Wait, what the fuck? He used to be a woman? Wait, what's going on here? Like, I don't understand. Like, but you could find me, like, if you guys really wanted to, you could find out so many of these things very quickly, but I just find that women don't. And then they end up like, yeah, he had a bunch of followers on Instagram, so I fucked him on his OnlyFans. It turns out I didn't get any new subscribers. I'm like, yeah, obviously you didn't do any checking at all. Like, this is so crazy to me.
I think we want to avoid it.
There's so much to check.
It's not hard.
No, listen, there are guys that have they have their phone looked up and they have 10 dating sites. They have Twitter. They have all these fake accounts.
Or multiple
they
phones.
have multiple ways of getting their source of pussy.
Is that guys or is that the guys you want to get with?
No, I mean, I've dated really solid guys. I mean, I think
I'm pretty sure the average guy doesn't carry on burner phones.
No.
The Filipino guy at CVS, he doesn't carry around burner.
I don't think I've ever, as a person, I would hate if somebody went on my phone, because I feel like I want you to trust me, but if you need to look in through my phone, go ahead. But I don't want to have a relationship where I have to check on you.
You're on surveillance.
And I have to be conscious of what you're doing on your phone. I should trust you enough to let you be yourself. I think people are forgetting to be honest nowadays, and nobody's really honest.
The problem is that when they're honest and they say, I only make $30,000 a year and I'm a sandwich artist at which is a lot for sandwich artists at Subway, they don't get to talk to you.
Why are you implying that?
Well, or women in general.
No, I think if people have spark and light and they're good people, they can get to anywhere.
It's just not true. It isn't true.
It is true.
These men.
You have to be hot.
Thank you.
You have to be
Please,
hot.
why didn't you just lead with that? There's a bunch of dudes in the chat that are their fucking buttholes are clenched and they're gnashing their teeth.
I mean, I'm saying based on
you have to. It's like
obviously I don't want to eat.
I love this good energy. We just have to. We have to click, and I have to have all this good energy. And it's like, but of course he has to be hot, and he has to make. Of course,
I make more than 100K a year. Okay. You think I will eat bad shit? No.
I mean, Subway's good.
No.
I would go eat Subway right now.
Well, yeah, Subway. Yeah,
Subway's good
I would
shit.
rather eat Subway.
We're all going to Subway after this show.
Subway. But no.
Except for Vanessa.
You have to be hot.
It's all protein. It's all chicken and broccoli, right?
Make pretty much no money and work.
Oh, okay. I got a $20 super here.
What I wanted to say,
I don't want those guys
what you were asking, is I think there's a lot of girls who are FBI and they want to look into everything, but I think the majority of girls want to live in the fantasy and the idea of what this man could be. Yeah. So they would rather avoid the red flags and rather not look into those things because they're just hoping and praying that it's going to end up the way they want.
That's how you get
Unfortunately, it's not, and they would prefer to be naive.
Just go talk to my exes. They'll say whatever they want about me. They won't say I cheated. They won't say that shit.
They don't want to uncover it. They don't want to.
If you go right off the bat and you already experienced trauma and you've traumatized because 2 guys fucked you over and you were the nicest you could have been, then you obviously are going to have that in your head. But if you act upon it, you might just think sometimes okay, is it the red flags or is it me that I'm kind kind of have some trauma because of things have happened to me. Like, you don't know how to relate sometimes to like men, because you actually want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you don't want to be too crazy, like to say, okay, shit has happened to me, but at the same time, I don't want to judge you because
I mean something simpler. Let's go out and meet your friends.
Okay.
That's very simple. Like, one of the things with me is like, you're going to go out and you're going to meet my friends, and all of them are going to tell you that we're cool. That's it. Except there's going to be a couple of haters.
I got a $20
couple of hater
chat.
dudes. Go ahead.
All right. Thanks, Leon, for this. Okay, here's a list of red flags, and he gave me $20 to read it. So here we go. Okay. Long fake nails, colored hair, trash talks, men, ex, dad, nose sensitive. Area piercings. Areola piercings. I think is what you're talking about. Area piercings.
I don't have those.
That's the escalation thing I was going to talk about.
They might look hard, but
yeah, masculine personality, leader position, job, muscular six pack. I strongly disagree with that.
Wow. Sorry, you can't date Vanessa now.
Well, you can't date.
A lot of guys love it.
It really sucks.
Go look at the first picture on her Instagram.
She's so fucking disappointed now, bro, that you've decided that's a red flag. How's she gonna make it?
Six-pack?
Sage burning, voodoo, weird, dark, overly provocative art, dirty room, and
Dirty room, car, or home,
and drunks. Thank you for that. I did, however, like the voodoo. So if she's into Santeria, that's a red flag.
It's so funny when I'm single and I want to stay single. All these things like seem like attraction triggers to me. Like, I'm so drunk. What? No, let's go out and have fun. What do you mean the room's dirty? No, that's awesome. Exactly. All these things are great.
Well, it's funny. It's like if you're just dating to like get laid and you're like spinning plates, or you're dating non. Let me put it in polite terms. If that's the case, then like a lot of these turn into green flags.
That's exactly my point. Yes, you have a bunch of tattoos. That's crazy. All of your exes were pieces of shit. Tell me more. Let's go to this bar over here. A double shot of tequila. Is that what you want? Okay, come on. Let's go over here.
Blanco.
Blanco. Oh, it's just a cheap day. It's a cheap day.
See, I think when we talk about like red flags, it's like the red flags are meant to warn you away from a woman who is not worth investing in the long term.
But
as opposed to having sex in the short term.
It's personal for everyone.
Yeah, I can understand.
I mean, red flags are personal for everyone. It's what you don't want. So it's not general to everyone. It's just what you don't want specifically for yourself. Now, if you look at...
An Adam's apple is a red flag. Thanks. Yeah, I agree. Okay, you got me that.
Finally, something correct.
Not for everyone.
Wow.
Not for everyone.
I mean, women are very diverse and different, and we all come from different places. Like, people that grew up in a different environment, like you
in Cuba.
I mean, not even. Like, you can look. My brother and I are nothing alike, and we grew up together. So it only like it's personality and it's your likes and your wants too in life. Like, I think that affects everything in your dating. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like generalizing is just the worst thing.
A generalizing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys see the picture of Russell Wilson and Ciara at the? Get Tristan in here. Tristan, I need you to pull up a picture for me.
Of what?
Of Ciara and Russell Wilson. And I want to ask you guys if you would wear this outfit out. I don't know, maybe some of you would. Mm-hmm. If you can find it, it's Russell Wilson and Ciara. It's all over the internet right now.
Yeah, there's totally which one.
Yeah, the one from the Academy, the Oscars, Academy Awards. It just happened. It's where she's like basically naked.
This one?
No. Here, I'll look it up real quick. Hang on. Anyways,
I think I've got it here. It's with all the mesh.
One.
Yeah, you can. That's it right there. Yeah. That's the one.
Am I allowed to show this on YouTube?
Yeah, I guess. No. Actually, don't.
Just in case.
Good. Hey, good save. Good save, Chase. Yeah. Anyways, if you have seen it, she's basically.
Almost lost the channel right.
I'll see if I can find it here. At least I can show you guys here locally. Let's see.
I mean, she had a baby with Future. Like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know.
There it is. Okay.
Like, I can't believe they lasted this long.
That's what she's wearing to the Academy Awards. This is the good Christian, Let's see if I can.
Bro, like, he waited. I think he was a virgin when they got married. And she had already had. She already had a baby with Future. You know?
Oh, she must have that good.
She has like pasties or something on, right?
Dude,
Perfect.
good for her.
I'm not pretty.
So good for, so you think it's good for her?
I don't know. Like, I think people are just individuals, and I don't know if I would wear that.
Again, so here's the thing. What you're saying, again, has a consequence. Like, when that happens, that is not signaling to people, I am happily married to the quarterback of the Denver fucking Broncos.
No, you're still looking for action,
and
right?
don't come approach me because I am happy in a happy sexual relationship with my husband. That is not what that says.
You're insecure when you're doing
and
that.
Russell Wilson, I don't know if he said anything, because he's probably doing high knees in the fucking plane. I don't know. That guy's a weirdo. That guy's a weirdo.
It may not. It may be signaling something different,
Oh,
but
great.
I'll tell you.
Advertising.
But I will tell you. You know me. Look at that picture. I'm in tape. I've done body paint shoots that I put on Instagram. That was in front of the Bellagio fountains.
Yeah, but we all know you're with John.
I've worn dresses like that are sheer sequins, but I'll wear pasties with them. But it's very sheer. My entire body's out.
Yeah.
But John loves that. He's comfortable with it.
But he's usually with you too.
No.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, it's about, I feel like it's not about the exterior. It's about how we feel as women. Sometimes that makes us feel sexy.
And how we interact with other people when we're like that. It might signal that to other people. I don't really care what other people think.
Well, you should. You have a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend, so you don't need to care.
So I don't have to tone it down.
It's who you are deep down, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can wear whatever the hell you want, and I think women sometimes want to prove that that you can still own your body and conduct whatever kind of meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we are just tired of being
people can look at me and think she must be such a hoe. She must be really unhappy, but it's the complete opposite. I'm just very comfortable.
Yeah, sometimes I debate with my with what I post, because my family, I come from a conservative family, you know, and I've done OnlyFans and all that, and my mom has had to hey, they're sending me videos of you, and I'm like, whatever, mom, you know, I pay for your flights. Everywhere, and I pay for your credit card.
Sugar mama.
Every girl that I talk to on OF, at some point, there's a video sent to mom and dad.
Yeah, because people are jealous and
from someone they went to 6th grade with. Yeah,
and whatever.
But you do realize that when you're advertising like that.
Of course, I do realize.
Essentially, if he's off the market, if he's off the market, he's not selling himself, but you're still advertising.
No. Well, when I was doing that, I was
he sold himself to Denver.
I think I was going to say.
I was dating a porn star. I think that's what went south.
I mean, as far as Ciara is concerned, she's with a fucking Hall of Fame quarterback, for fuck's sake.
No, not Hall of Fame. Not Hall of Fame. Not Hall of Fame.
Come on.
All right.
Huh?
But some men like to show off their women like that.
He went to one fucking. He was first team all in NFL twice, and won one Super Bowl. He's not going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, I don't know enough about them, but some men like to show off their women like that. John, I think, is one of them. He loves when I dress up wild. He loves to let people know that he's with me. That he's my man, you know.
He's high enough.
He's not. It's funny. He's not intimidated by me going out like that.
That just got me. That is a for instance, John Orlando. If he's cool, hey, go out there and do devil go, right? Would that not be considered something like a costly signaling? I'm such a badass.
Oh, he is.
I am so
He's
high
so
fucking value that I don't mind if my girlfriend, my wife, whatever, goes and does whatever the fuck she wants to do.
Because it doesn't matter.
Would that be? It's like showing up to the party fashion.
So to me,
I'm so high value. I don't care about.
Yeah, to me,
it does.
To me,
I think so too.
It's I have very specific limits. What she's doing with her butt is too much to me. Pasties are too much. Wearing a revealing top or like something that at least goes halfway down your leg, then that's fine. That's still revealing, but that's fine. When you get to the point where it's I'm wearing just sheer and then you can see pasties, I don't even know. Was John want you to wear G-strings, a sheer thing, and pasties out to a fucking event?
I mean, I can show you a picture.
Dude, it's hot. I like it.
Like the one that I'm talking about. It's not super sheer, but you can see.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I love that. I love it too.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be at Babes in Toyland on Saturday, and everyone is going to be dressed exactly like I just said.
Or in black tape.
I mean, I think it's still. I think it's still
coming at you.
Classy, but it's definitely over the top for a lot of people. Hang
on. So, what are your plans, dude?
For what?
For everything. You're going to just do
How did you meet your girlfriend? I was curious about that.
I was through a mutual friend.
Really? It wasn't through a dating site? Oh my gosh, it beat the odds.
I've heard you talk about this, how every guy meets it through a mutual friend and not through Tinder or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's the thing. With your stats, they're correct, but for really attractive women, I tend to think it's through a friend. It's more through a friend than anything.
Well, yeah, it would have to be because...
Really attractive women aren't on Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By and large.
These aren't the best pictures to show it.
All right, let's just look at Rollo's face. Let's look at Rollo's face.
I'm not going to look through my whole phone for him, but this is from his post. Like,
Rollo, give us a face.
See that this...
It's sheer.
You can see that it's very sheer, but I have pasties covered. They're like nude, so it looks like I'm wearing absolutely nothing underneath.
So if Miss Rollo wore that, are we good?
Well, I'll be all right if she wore it, but I mean,
but
okay,
like if you look
but
close enough,
I was gonna say,
Let me see.
it's okay, but here's the thing: is it from a distance, it looks like you have a cocktail dress on. Get up close, and it's
like
I think what Ciara had on was worse than that.
Well, yeah.
No, it's definitely worse. I'm just saying that's an example, but I'm also in tape or in body paint. I came to the studio in body paint.
But here's the weird thing. Lingerie.
But you're not going to Taco Bell and
lingerie for some reason.
No, but I dress pretty revealing whenever we go to the strip.
Okay,
most of the time.
So the outfits you wear at Wet Republic actually have less fabric than lingerie, but lingerie is more revealing. But it's not more revealing, but it's more sexual.
No, it's just more like
it's more inviting. Exactly. That's exactly right.
It has a different intention.
There's like an ethos behind every outfit, and the bikini one for you guys is this is what I work in. Mm-hmm. We're athletic, and this is what we're working in our work bikini at Wet Republic. And then, but the other things like certain types of lingerie are like, okay, this is hypersexual, like red lace, even though it's covering more of your body than the bikini.
True. Same thing with like a bra and underwear for the most part, like a casual one. It's covering more, but...
Question for the guys. Would you want your girlfriend to wear this to a club, yes or no? For those of you listening, it's...
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is who's covering. Look who's covering face. It's Katie.
Is that Katie?
Yeah. We're friends with her. But it's tape on my girlfriend.
See that?
Yes or no to the club?
Yeah, for me, because I work with the Black Tape Project, I think that's cool because it's artistic and also it's going to blow up her OF.
I think it's contextual.
But I will tell you this, though. If I met a girl dressed like that, would I think I had a better shot of having sex with her? The answer is also yes. Do you understand? Like, the point is, like, I was talking to a girl one time and I was like, hey, you're going to go out in that thing and I just want to let you know, like, a lot of dudes are going to hit on you. She's like, oh, they hit on me anyway. I'm like, I'm sure they hit on you anyway where you wear sweatpants and no makeup, but the outfit you have on is going to make them think you are expressively looking for penis. And she's like, no, but I'm not. I'm like, okay, if you were looking for penis, tell me what you'd be wearing. And she goes, oh yeah, I'd be wearing this. Duh. That's the point.
Advertising.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, it's not advertising, but if it was advertising, what'd you be wearing? Oh, the same thing. Okay, got it. You see how it's confusing?
It's confusing.
No, I get it.
Like if I saw a girl wearing that sheer, or if I was singing and I saw a girl wearing black tape.
You're not a hooker, but you're wearing a hooker's uniform.
I definitely have before. Black tape, specifically black tape. I was like, oh, she's in black tape. I think my shot, like whatever percentage shot I thought I had, I think it's gone up 15%. I think I've got a better shot.
Hilarious. We're walking through the hotel and she's like breaking guys' necks looking at her.
For sure.
And I think it's hilarious because they're like, how is this skinny white guy with this chick? And they're so confused about it. I think it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of guys will say, a lot of guys will say,
I do enjoy that part of them going crazy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but so and how do they justify that? What do you think they think when, like, well, you must, make a shit ton of money or have a 10-inch personality or something? there's going to be some sort of like if they don't think you're like compensating some way, they'll help you along. Like they'll
figure out something. My girl's
with
with me because of Madden. She like saw me beat somebody's ass at Madden, and she's like, I'm with this guy. Same thing with you, League of Legends. Is that how it works?
Oh yeah.
She couldn't figure. She was trying to play support, and she couldn't figure out what to do. So she saw you, and you just whipped some ass. She's like, this is my man. This is my man.
Yeah, I was going to say. So, I mean, as far as like wearing stuff like that, again, it's contextual. If you're going to the club and that's one thing. If you're going down to Taco Bell to get a burrito supreme, probably not.
You might as well walk on Tropicana.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and again, you're all normal girls, right? We wear tape.
I wear normal things to the grocery store and sweatshirts.
We are normal to ourselves, but we're not normal to people because we have different, like, our jobs are entertainment and nightlife industry. So obviously, or OnlyFans or whatever, we're characters, most of the time. So for us, it's very difficult to be normal because I'm normal in my house, but at times I have to be a certain
in character.
You're playing a role sometimes.
You're playing a role, or you're like being like for example, she works at Wet Republic. I work at Rhino. Like it's different.
What's that game called where you do that? What's that video game called where you do that?
What?
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
That was the shit back in the day.
Yeah.
It's difficult for us. And
there's so many different sides of all of us.
It's difficult to be hot already because I don't want to be hot all the time.
Well, that's kind of
sometimes we're not.
That goes back to the question I asked you guys before. Like I was asking you, like, do you take time off? Do you do other things besides like what you do? I know you don't, and I'm having trouble doing it myself these days. But we become those characters. That's the problem. It's like when we become influencers. If you are on Instagram in any way, you're a brand automatically. Like I don't care if you're like a 10-year-old kid on Instagram and you have an Instagram account and you've got X amount of pictures on there and you're curating each one of those, you're a brand. That's how it works. Dating right now, when you say, what's the future of dating? I take a little bit more optimistic view of dating. But it's
fucking over.
But I will say this. I'm only optimistic in the sense that things are going to change and people need to adapt to that change. And part of that is, as you were saying before, you feel like you're in character. You feel like you have to, like, there is the online version of you.
And there's me.
And then there's you. I'm talking to you right now, right? And it's in that book right there, in the very beginning of it, it's what I call the Ziggy Stardust effect. And so when David Bowie was creating Ziggy Stardust for himself, I know you guys, Ziggy Stardust Inspires from Mars. It was 1974, fantastic album, right? But he created a character for himself, and it was Ziggy Stardust. And that character was this alien from another world. I mean, literally, he would get into character, and he would like play it up, and everybody in the band was also playing that character as well. And the audience loved it so much, they started referring to him as Ziggy. And they started, like, he became literally the personality that he created for himself took over, or was starting to take over. And so later on, like before he died, he was doing these interviews with Rolling Stone. And what happened is he said he never went back to it. Once the tour was over, he never went back to doing Ziggy. He still does the hit songs and everything, but he never went and wanted to do the Ziggy tour, reunion tour or anything like that, because he said, I felt like the personality that I created was taking over the David Bowie personality, and it was becoming that. Yeah, it's like split personalities, but the one personality takes over the other one.
When I did OnlyFans, that's one of the.
And that's what happens. So what happens
your
is
line gets moved.
I felt like I was not me anymore. I was like, there's people demanding me to be like this person.
But it's worse. It's worse now. It's worse now because you have so many guys, you have so many simps, you have so many beta orbiters, you have so many guys that are paying you money to be that character all the time.
To choose
it's not just people.
Then you become resentful.
That's the part too. If that's like how you always were, even when you were younger, and then you were like, well, that makes a lot of sense why I would become a stripper when I'm older.
Obviously, I think we try things and like we're desperate at times. Like money is essential. I don't have
definitely like you
supports me. You have to do certain things sometimes to like.
Would you become a different person if suddenly you couldn't do OnlyFans or you couldn't do you were forced for whatever reason to take all your...
I am a lot of people in one. Like I've been a legal assistant.
I actually asked this of guys.
There's a lot of things that I can
too.
do. So it's like it's also I think as those like people that I've been as skills. Like I have gathered skills in life where I can go like in different directions. You have to be able to be successful. Because
what would you do if you had to start over? You got zeroed out. You could not go back to no more Instagram, no more OnlyFans for whatever reason. Just we take that off the table.
I love real estate.
So you go back into real estate.
Videography,
yeah.
Videography.
Mm-hmm. And also like I love art. I love creating. So I think that, and I love health, wellness. I used to be a wellness coach back in the day.
What would you do, Bunny, if you couldn't do what you're doing right now? Getting naked girls to play video games.
Bad Bunny, the American.
The reason why I ask this is because we live in a time right now. Like I came from a time, anyways, where it's like pre-internet, where none of this was even an option for anyone. Like prior to like even the halfway through the millennial generation. Mm-hmm. So like, what would you do if you couldn't do it? You were completely prevented from doing what you're doing.
I know when I was a kid, the only thing I wanted was to not wake up early. If it checked that box, that was good for me. So I was the chef, probably real estate agent is pretty fun, or something online, marketing.
Everybody wants to be real estate.
That's the biggest thing here.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I would go into fashion. I'm actually a seamstress. Not like professionally. I just do it on the side for myself and for friends.
Is that what you like to do when you're not doing what you're doing?
I do. I spend a lot of time doing that. I alter all my clothes. I make some of my own things. I'm just really artistic in general.
You painted this whole building.
So you get on Etsy is what
I
you
did design and paint this whole studio.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Some of the guys, The guys helped me like with the front wall, but I did the middle wall.
I'm looking at this like very short person up on the ladder over here. Like, who the fuck is this?
Painting all the triangles in the front room.
She painted the building we're in right now. How crazy is that?
Wow. Yeah, with help of the guys.
So you could be a painter.
I really enjoy interior design, and John and I bought a house a couple years ago, and it's been so much fun personalizing that. And
you've moved to that stage of the relationship. You guys are living together. That's awesome.
We've been living together since the first year.
I'm fucking with you. I'm kidding.
What would you do? What would you do if you couldn't do what you're doing?
I have my degree in public relations, so maybe I would do something.
Go to work for the casinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or work for a sports team.
You could have one of those scam websites to sell blue check marks too. Oh, that's a really good thing for public relations. Make a lot of money. Yeah. The ROI is 100%.
Yeah. You guys, what would you do if you couldn't?
Just film and entertainment. That's what I do already. So I'm art, but.
I mean, I feel like I've never really needed Instagram because I feel like I'm one of the OGs, originals that like actually had agencies and shit like that. But as far as if I could go back and still progress, I guess, or that sort of thing, I would go into fashion for sure and make it my own line. Art. Yeah, and art, of course. She knows me better than anyone.
I'm wondering, like, where's the threshold? Where do we get the saturation point where, like, women can't, like, make as much money as they do now? I mean, this is all.
You heard me before. I don't think there is one. I think we just stop fucking. I think that's what happens. I think it's really simple. Like
I mean, the money side of it, though.
They just keep making more money, and that's just supply and demand, and that's what happens. Yes, you understand the wage gap thing, right? When you control for years of service and you control for occupation, there is no wage gap. The wage gap exists, but it exists for certain jobs in certain fields. So if you have a large number of women going into elementary education and a large number of men becoming architects and engineers, that's going to skew average wages in the favor of these men. That's essentially what happens. Well, what will happen over time is, like, again, the number of college enrollees that are female is what right now? Anybody want to guess?
It's probably pretty high now.
60%. The number of college graduates that are female.
Higher than men, I'm guessing.
68%. Guess what women who have college degrees don't want to do? Date men that don't have college degrees. Of course. So that's what's happening. So we're skewing in that direction. I honestly don't think anything's stopping it.
Buddy, do you have a degree?
No.
No?
I barely finished high school.
Straight out of high school?
Yeah.
Dude, and you're making more money than these motherfuckers.
I would boost accounts. I would boost my friends' accounts in video games.
That was so crazy.
And then pay my friends to do my homework.
Just imagine, like, somebody comes over and plays your World of Warcraft to get you up to like some magic level, and you pay them a couple $100. That's essentially, it's like me paying somebody to do my fucking solos on Madden. It's the same kind of thing. He would boost accounts for money. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, and you have a degree in astrophysics.
No, it's my minor's in astronomy. My major's in business. Yeah,
business. Okay.
And I also have a degree from the Air War College, Space and Basic Course, Air War College at Maxwell Air Force Base. I have one of those too.
Anybody else?
Tell him, Daddy.
You went to school?
Yeah.
What's your degree?
I have a bachelor's degree in cultural anthropology.
There we go. Really? Why don't you come on my show and talk about anthropology?
Normal girl.
From UC San Diego too.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Anthropology.
Do you know what my favorite things about anthropology is? When they look at the skeletons of men, they find axe wounds and stab marks and arrows and just damage and broken bones. And when you look at when they looked at the fucking skeletons of women, they were pristine and fucking untouched.
Just stayed home.
They just stayed home and took care of the kids.
There were no arrows in the knees.
There were no arrows in the knees in anthropology for the women. One of the two genders was disposable. Can you guess
Anybody
which one?
else got a degree?
I left college because I went to a junior college, and if you missed 3 days of school at all, they would drop you. And I had great grades, and I was only going for fun. So, and I was having to miss sets that I wanted to be on, whether I was doing acting or production, in order to go to school to just like have fun. I was going to human development, from a lifespan from 0 to death, women in history, human sexualities. Took it twice just for fun.
I love it. What is
I'm auditing the class.
What is that class even worth anymore? Human sexuality. I mean, they're so completely
it's a psychology
behind.
credit, and it's very, very helpful. Very
and
useful.
you
I think so.
majored in astrology.
No. Very much.
Connection. Vibes.
Communications major.
I feel her.
I majored in connection.
It's crazy because I feel like I should have switched my my major to philosophy because I. What?
So you switched your major to philosophy.
No, I'm saying I feel like I should have because.
What did you get a degree in?
No, because I do want to pursue law school.
Oh.
So in the future, but I feel like philosophy would have definitely helped me a lot more.
Any of you?
I finished high school and then I did accounting. I'm an accountant. Mm-hmm. Never worked on it.
I just did cosmetology and modeling. That was all I stuck to.
Man, and you had cultural anthropology.
I know. I'm like, wow. Girl,
do you ever find that other, because
4'11", but mighty.
let me see if I can look because everybody wants to say, oh, that's a useless degree, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, they say it all the time.
Yeah. Okay, but I disagree.
I disagree too.
What have you ever had any? I want to say practical use, but have you ever had it sort of influence the way you think or the way about something, or has it been useful at least in?
Absolutely, just in shaping my outlook on the world and how I interact with other people. And I always tell people I don't use it directly for my job, but really I do because I work with people from around the world every weekend at White Republic. Mm-hmm. I'm working with people from other countries that come to celebrate, and I feel like that helps. My degree and my experience studying that helps me empathize with them and helps me give them the best service that I really do think I give excellent customer service. Because I take care of them and I understand where they're coming from and I understand what their complaints are, what their viewpoints on something might be different than Americans, as far as tipping and stuff like that. I just think it makes me a more understanding person.
When I double majored,
right.
but when I was minoring in psychology, I did so because I want pretty much the same thing. I was working with clients and I wanted to, sort of dig in deeper.
Yeah.
So I knew what I was dealing with, so I wasn't always frustrated with them all the time because I'm an art major. Thank you very much. Yes, I have a BFA as well. So people go psychology, behavioral. Yes, but I have a BFA too. People don't remember that.
And those degrees like psychology or anthropology, sociology, doesn't mean that you have to necessarily retain all of the specifics that you learned while getting that degree, but it shapes your mind.
And you didn't come out with the purple hair, and you didn't turn into this raging feminine. You don't look like Lena Dunham or anything like that. No, you look. See,
just makes you more accepting.
Of course, it was UCSD. What am I saying?
Right.
So you believe in evolution?
Of course.
Thank God. All right. Just wondering.
Yes.
Anthropologists
Yes,
don't believe in evolution. All right. Just wondering. All right. Awesome. What else, man? Oh, can we do the thing that went viral last time? I want to do it again.
Okay.
All right, ready?
We'll finish with
I'm going to ask you guys, this is a really interesting thing that I kind of hypothesized. 20 years ago, I used to start asking my friend, when I used to manage a strip club, I used to ask girls this, and it was always the same answer. So I'm going to ask you guys, and let's just see what happens. Promiscuity, by the way, people didn't understand what that word means. Promiscuity does not mean slutty.
Notch count.
Promiscuity literally means indiscriminate sexual partners. So how indiscriminate are you? So super discriminate means virgin at 30, completely going to wait until I'm married. So we're going to call that a 0 on the promiscuity scale. And then 10 is just whatever's in front of me.
Raging slut.
Yes, okay?
But it all depends.
What do you mean?
On the slutness.
No,
but that's hold on. We're getting to your point, okay? We're getting to your point. Your hair's all over the place.
I know, right?
Interesting thing going on here.
So crazy right now.
Some stuff's going on here. All right, so on a scale to 1 to 10, now this is in comparison to your 5 to 8 closest friends. How promiscuous are they?
Oh, gosh.
How promiscuous are your friends on average?
Your 10 closest friends.
Your 5 to 8 to 10 closest friends.
How promiscuous? Have that many?
You're gonna get us all.
Maybe 3, 3 closest friends, female friends. How promiscuous are they? Remember, promiscuous does not mean slutty. It means indiscriminate sexual partners.
I want to say 7.
7. So they're a little bit above average.
In touch with their sexual energy.
Yeah, is that it? They feel a vibe and then it's time to fuck. Is basically what you're saying. Okay, cool. Hey, hold on. I'm just curious. Michael, how your friends, how indiscriminate would you say they are?
Are you saying how down to have sex?
Yeah.
10.
Are they drunk or sober?
There's so many factors.
On average, are they more drunk than sober?
Well, if they're drunker, they're going to be more likely to be, engaged in that. But if they're not, maybe not as much.
We'll go with a solid 6.
Okay, cool. Zena.
You're gonna get me in so much trouble here because I got rid of pretty much all of my friends because they were very toxic. So the top 3, I only have 3. I'm fucked. Yeah. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't say anything. Really.
So they're like a 10.
No, and it's not even like that. That's the weird part. It's that like they're very, very picky. But then the ones that they do pick, we're all like, why did we do that? So.
But have there been multiple?
Yeah.
Are there a lot?
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah.
Well, okay, look, I'm not going to call my friend's hoes, but I'm also not going to be like, you'd never get laid.
Cool.
Because that's like
Cool. You just did call your friend's house. All right.
No, but I also said they never get laid too, which is the problem. Like if I say that they're hoes, they're going to be like,
would you say average? But compared to you, what would you say that they are? So funny because the answer's obvious by her reaction.
I've only had sex with like 2 people in Vegas in the past like few years that I've even lived here, but everyone thinks I'm a house.
So you're higher.
I believe you.
Yeah.
So higher. Say like an 8. They're an 8. They're an 8.
They're higher than you.
They're higher than you.
In relation to you, the number? Is that
Yes.
what you're asking?
Yeah, come
I
on.
don't even
You
know how to
already
answer
said
this.
it.
You do know how to answer. You've been answering already.
Like, that's what I'm saying is
She doesn't want to rat out her 3 friends that are watching the show right now.
Be alone, and I'm supposed to get the cat from the friend like next week.
We're not gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until after
Mari.
I get the cat so I can see
Mari.
Callie.
Diplomacy.
How promiscuous?
They're not hoes. They're just.
Are my friends?
How promiscuous are your friends in comparison to you? How promiscuous are they? Scale of 1 to 10.
It depends. They're all different, but some are really high, some are really low.
So on average, what would you say?
If I combine them all,
Yeah.
5.
A 5. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tatiana,
my
your
friends,
friends.
too.
Yeah, if you combine them.
So
Yeah,
hard.
we're just gonna.
It's Tatiana, I know your friends. It's not that hard.
Literally, darling.
Tatiana,
I'll just have to pick a beautiful number like 7.
7. What do you think?
Yeah, in comparison to me, I would say a 7.
7? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how promiscuous are you?
The quiet one in the room.
how in touch with your sexual energies are you?
very vibey.
I don't know. I think you should let her laugh. I think you should ask the people that I don't know from my past.
No. But that's no. It's like how indiscriminate. How indiscriminate. It's not how good are you, Ben.
No. I'm friends.
It's like, it's how indiscriminate are you? How indiscriminate are you with sexual partners? On a scale of 1 to 10.
How promiscuous I am with them exclusively?
No.
Okay.
It's day to day, like the likelihood of any guy getting
how
it.
picky are you?
How picky are you?
How likely is it to happen?
Super picky is 0. Not picky at all is 10.
10. I'm very picky.
You're very picky. So you're 0.
0.
Well,
1.
no, let's do.
So the opposite of promiscuous is picky. Promiscuous means indiscriminate. Not promiscuous means
So 10 is
discriminate.
like you'll fuck whoever on a given night.
Like 10 is like
whoever's
I'm
willing.
getting fucked tonight. I don't care who it is. 0 is I'm saving it for marriage.
I think I'm a 6.
A 6, but your friends are a 7.
Oh God.
Yes. Go with it.
Go with
No, you guys are putting words in my mouth.
it. We're just proving a point here. Zena,
Bunny,
Zena, how?
Bunny,
Zena, in comparison to your friends. Oh, Bunny, what would you say? Where are you?
Your girlfriend's right there. So just
Funny story. We're at the club.
It already is a funny story.
And I was so wasted. And I was like, babe, go talk to this girl for a bun sense or whatever. Because we're trying to find girls to record with and whatnot. And then I asked my friend next to me, I go, dude, is this girl cute? He goes, no. You need to have her stop talking to her right now. I started laughing so hard. Promiscuity.
What does that mean?
promiscuity. Promiscuity. There it is. I love that one.
You read too much, Michael.
That is true.
I just don't read enough, I think.
Again, girlfriend right there.
Yeah, we got it. No, hold on. Zena.
I'm kidding. Honestly, if anything happens, it goes through her, and she's extremely picky. Like she is a very high standard.
Yeah.
So
But
low number.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Under 5.
Under 5.
So you said your friend. You said your friends were like a 7. What would you say
No,
you
and
are?
that's honestly not even the right reading. Like okay, if I could count on my hand like the amount of people they've slept with, like all of them combined would be like one hand and the whole thing. So they're not. It's not like they're having sex a lot, but they're just. We're so picky, but we're also bad at picking men. To answer that, but for me, also the same thing. Like I'm very like, hi, like, I got my boobs to make them look like they're fucking fake as shit, and they're out in everyone's face, and everyone would think that means that I'm a slut, but I'm not a slut.
Again, so that the word for that is lascivious, and we're not talking about lascivious. We're talking about promiscuous. This is a big.
No.
Promiscuous.
The
You're
more that you
not.
specify, the more
word
that
is.
I
I think
Yeah.
like that the fact that we are hot, we already have like a mentality of like we don't want to say we're hoes. Well, I have been a hoe at times.
I'm not a hoe, but when I find the right one, like, I will do
Yeah,
it.
but that okay. So, but the problem is,
Yeah.
while that may make you sexually like adventurous in bed, it doesn't make you promiscuous because you picked one guy and
Yeah.
you picked him for a certain reason. What we're talking about is the guys who don't pick. So, would you say you're about the same as your friends then?
Yeah, in relation to your friends, are you more promiscuous than they are, or less promiscuous?
I'm
than your
practicing
friends?
for when we do this on Fresh.
Yeah.
I guess I would. I really don't know how to answer this. Like, I don't hang out with anyone. I don't have much like experience.
Mary, compared to your friends, how promiscuous are you? Scale of 1 to 10.
Can you out-hoe your friends?
Compared to my friends?
Yeah.
I think I'm really, really picky.
Okay.
Depends on the day.
No, I'm a crazy person, obviously. And if somebody
You're
hurts
Cuban,
me,
you're not crazy.
I'm Cuban, but I'm also
Wow.
crazy. I guess I don't know,
Cigar.
but I'm a real solid person if I'm in a relationship. If I'm not, I give no fucks. I'm in my masculine.
Are you
sometimes.
more or less promiscuous than
No,
your friends?
No, I'm crazy, but I'm not really like.
Are you more or less promiscuous than your friends?
Less.
But thank you, Tatiana.
I don't know. It all depends.
Your friend group was a 7. What were you put yourself?
You know what? Like, it all depends, but I feel like, I'm less as well.
You're what?
I'm
Less as well.
So
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're 7s, you're 6.
I would have
Okay.
to say so. Like, because my friends are fucking crazy, and I love them for it.
Girl. I know more than you do.
You do. You know my friends.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
All right,
you
Vanessa.
do.
Vanessa, go.
Okay, I'm a weird one. In compare, I mean, really.
I'm a freak.
Does that mean you've
I
been with
really
one
would
dude
say-
for 6 years? It doesn't really
if you
make
ask
sense.
my friends, they would say I'm a 0 and they're a 10.
Yes.
Because I'm a very sexual person, very adventurous, as you said, but
Yeah.
I'm not promiscuous at all.
Yeah.
I'm a relationship girl.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay.
Yes,
I love
word.
that. I love being in
word.
a relationship. And
So-
Yeah,
exclusive.
So the
I don't even know that other life.
normal.
All of
I
us, I
don't.
Beautiful.
think we love being in a relationship.
Love it. Okay.
Would you agree? Because I'd rather have that than have like a bunch of guys. Like I don't
Yeah,
want to.
I'd rather have one guy.
All right, tell them the joke.
Okay,
Mike.
ready? Here we go.
Land the plane, Mike. Land the plane.
The
Never
number,
had that one night stand ever.
the number of men having 0 sexual partners right now. You're going to see why I'm concluding the statistic. The number of men having 0 sexual partners now over the last year. So under the age of 30, 0 sexual partners in the last year, or it's about the same number, 0 sexual partners since they turned 18 to the time they turned 30. How many? Anyone want to take a guess?
The percentage?
Yeah, percentage of men no sex at all.
After COVID,
Sexless men.
12%.
probably really high.
12?
60.
Yeah, I was going to say 60.
Bullshit.
12.
You think 12, 60? Would you say?
60.
No.
What do you think?
Yeah.
40? It's about 33% of men.
Okay.
About a third.
Wow.
So men aren't having sex, and your friends aren't more promiscuous than you are. Maybe with you. They're just as promiscuous as you are. They would say the same shit about you. They would say they would come in
would
here.
sell you out.
They would sell you up the river. You say they're a 7 and you're a
Perfect.
5.
Yeah.
They would call you a fucking 7 too. Because this is the thing that women do. Women assume that dudes are fucking more than they are. Dudes are, like the amount of sex people are having now is plummeting. And because of that, women see a guy and they're like, well, he's hot. And because I gave it up, that means every girl must be trying to fuck him. And it doesn't work like that. If you guys had any idea, a great experiment, you guys should look this up, is when they actually let women run men's Tinder accounts and they were abysmal and total fucking failures. Women have no idea. Once they saw how mean women were and the incredibly few number of right swipes, even when these guys were good looking, women are very, very, so much more selective than you think. Dudes, these women, your friends aren't fucking. They're fucking just as much as you are. Because the reason is there's so few guys having any sex right now. You just don't realize that. So the thing is, what women do is they're like, well, I'm a 4, but my friends are all 9.5. No, they're not fucking anyone. That's the crazy thing that's going on. And you can see the number of women here's the funny part. The number of men not having any sex went from like 12% to 33% after the invention of the iPhone. The number of women not having sex went from like 12% to like 14%. So women are still having about the same amount of sex, but men, the bottom part of men aren't. So why is that happening? Anybody why? Because of Bulgarian.
They're all fucking Danville, sorry.
Because yes,
let's make this guy famous.
No, but so the point is, and obviously that's hyperbole, but it's because of Brock, who's the male stripper. Like, it's because there's a few guys having more sex at the top.
Because women would rather share a hot alpha than be saddled with a faithful beta.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with
that's
that.
That's what's happening. So women are having about the same amount of sex with fewer men. And that's what's going on. We are picky about the men we pick, but we keep picking the wrong men. That is exactly my point. That is exactly my point.
Like a Dan Bazarian.
It's right. I think it's right.
Dan's my buddy. We're not talking bad about Dan. The only point we're bringing up Dan is because Dan sleeps with lots of women. That's the only point. Only reason we're bringing him up.
They're all sharing the same dude. I don't know why this is fucking rocket science for sociologists and psychologists and everybody else.
So here's the mystery, right? So there's a Pew Research survey that came out that showed that something like 63% of men under the age of 30 were single, but only 30-something% of women were single. Why is it twice as many men were single as women? And they couldn't figure out why. And it's because these women are fucking the same dudes. And they're fucking the same older dudes that are over the age of 30. That's what was going on. But these sociologists couldn't bring their minds to possibly accept that women are fucking older established men. That can't be it.
They all want Brock.
Sugar daddies?
Sugar daddies or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the trope is what? It's the older, creepy men who are going after these young women and taking advantage of them. No, that's who the women are fucking choosing. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Caught red-handed.
I'm old and your boyfriend's older than me.
He's older than you. Silver Fox. This is really on point.
He's 52.
That's not that old.
Yeah.
But he's a hot 52. And he's
I love you.
amazing.
But I think also has to do with the level of maturity you have as a woman. Like, if you date a guy that is like, I don't know, around your age and you've had a lot more experience in life or like whatever, like you can't really, like, men age old, like we age earlier, faster, you know. So I feel like always there has to be like a little gap in between, like,
because your sexual market value is it's perishable. It is
men are sexy when they get older, in my opinion.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was. I
like the salt and pepper.
I think it might have been Doma when Doma was on here, and she works in the porn industry, and I asked her, I said, "Do you think there's going to be a point at which you're going to be aged out of the porn industry?" She goes, "Absolutely not." She says, "There's a niche of porn for every age."
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right now.
Some of the most like successful people are like older grandmas or things like that I've seen, and I'm like, whoa.
I'm excited to watch video game grandma porn with Michael over here.
Oh, man.
Hey, Michael, I'll do a video if I can play Madden with the girls and just look confused the whole time. Like I'm playing in a tournament and the girls all come in naked. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? I'm trying to win. He's running a blitz. I don't fucking get. What are these girls doing? Get them the fuck out of here. That'd be funny. I'm
glad you brought that up because one of the things that we take a lot of flack for is the idea that like women only. I mean, and by and large, on average, women want a guy who's 3 to 7 years older than they are.
And or double.
And you can
or double. Do you hear that?
That's exactly.
What is it? What is it in Islam? In Islam, it's half your age plus
You're
7.
Older?
Yeah, I forgot. No, I'm serious. I'm not.
Dude, that's on 90210.
No, that's like the guideline they use to say
like,
when it's creepy.
Louis Farrakhan. I heard Louis Farrakhan actually say it one time. Yeah. And then my girlfriend, I'll say she's 24 years younger than me. You know, and I didn't know how old she was when we were dating. I thought she was older than she was, but she turns out she's a lot younger. So that's one of the things that happens. And it's just this idea that like I'm going around, like Mia Khalifa says, oh, I've got a problem. I'm out there searching for young girls. No, that's who's coming after me because I actually been in a fucking fist fight. I pay taxes. I can clean my fucking house. You understand what I'm saying? I pay my own bills. Yeah. I don't lie to anyone. And that's the whole thing is like, because what's the option against me? What do you have to choose? Tekashi 6ix9ine and fucking Machine Gun Kelly. Guys who wear pink dresses and dye their hair purple. That's who my competition is.
Okay,
I will tell you.
I like a man in a dress though.
Huh?
I like a man in a dress.
Again, and this is the problem.
I'll fuck with that. Yes. Or heels. Yeah.
Hey, girls.
Hey, just out of curiosity, are either one of you on birth control?
I'm not on birth control.
Definitely not.
I saw
No?
that. No,
Okay.
not on birth
Interesting.
control.
Yeah.
I just like girls too.
Why
That confirms a lot of rumors.
Huh?
Want to have some babies, darling.
Yeah, but I mean that's just the issue, man. It's like I have found this is nothing to do with me, but I have found as I've gotten older, the competition that I have with other men is like getting next to nothing. Yep. They can't read,
and that's why they hate you.
Oh, but probably
so much.
But they fucking can't read. They just like they do nothing. Like they have no fucking business ventures. They like literally are just they just sit there and they get into these narrow mind. This is my competition. They don't go to the fucking gym. They eat like shit and they believe in conspiracy theories about reptiles living under Antarctica and a fucking Nazi space program. Like, it's like, this is my competition as a man. And I'm like, I'm not that great, but like, your ex is a fucking moron. Like, this is not hard. And that's the thing. Just like, read a book, go to the gym, like, have just some.
Be ambitious. And do
it be somewhat ambitious, man. I have a decent fucking podcast in Las Vegas. I'm not that ambitious, and it's just so crazy. Again, I'm saying there's nothing special about me. There is nothing special about me. But as I've gotten older, just being the fact that like, hey, I have a problem with you, so I'm going to come have Tatiana, there was an issue with this other thing before. I just want to let you know because we've been friends for a while. I don't want to let this fester. You're like, wait. A man came up and just told me what, he had a problem instead of talking shit about me behind my back and leaving fucking Twitter comments. That's what happened. Women are confused because they don't see this anymore. Because you guys can't, the men who are watching this, all the ones who are talking shit, you guys can't hold eye contact. Women don't fucking like you. You don't understand why, because you grew up on a fucking phone. You've never bench pressed 250 pounds and you've never been in a fucking fight. This is the reason why. This is where all this shit happened.
You just agree with all of us.
You don't know how to go out and meet women, so you try to overcome it by taking pickup courses that full of dudes who have no fucking idea what they're doing. That's essentially what's going on, man. And then you try to like learn like normal ways to network, shake hand, hold eye contact, look somebody in the face.
Body mastery.
Not like some level of confidence, which comes from competency, which you also don't have because you've been trying to sell a fucking crypto product since you fucking started this shit. Nothing against crypto, but so many of those dudes are scam artists or fucking some NFT or some Forex shit, and you don't have any fucking skill set. And then you come out there and you meet these women and they're just like confused. I don't know why they don't like me. I don't understand why they're doing, because you don't have any level of competency, and that's not competition. For
You're
me,
one-dimensional.
For me, my competition looks like Machine Gun Kelly, and I'm sorry if you guys think that's cool, but I don't. If you want to put me up against dudes who wear pink dresses, have at it. I think I'm going to do all right.
Okay, well, I'm in your same boat. I disagree completely with that kind of general. I don't know. I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah.
I want masculine.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would give up my Instagram if I had a real man.
There it is. Progress.
Yes.
We did it. Okay, I take back everything. We're going to save the world now. She's going to give up her IG.
No,
we did I agree with you.
I have in the past. I think it's
and
just
how'd that
like,
work out for you?
No, I think honestly, no, listen, we are also in a very the thing is like we're dating men that are like the people that come here and we have like contact with are people that have a lot of money and also a lot of girls.
Yeah.
That like are trying to get the same thing as you are or I am, and they're hotter, they're younger, whatever it is, So at the same time, I don't care about whatever happens or guys or whatever. I just want to be like the best version of myself. And at this point, I don't care anymore if I find a guy or have kids. I just want to be secured by myself. And if things get to a level where I'm like I want to work on myself so that I can attract the right partner, and it doesn't matter if it's 5 years, if I'm 50, I don't care.
Mamacita.
Beautiful. Do you have any other?
No, we got to get this one. Walt Mosher said $100 super chat. Thank you very much. Here's to Mike Sartain, PhD moment there on promiscuity and Balzerian era.
Balzerian era. Yeah.
And then I got Shakti, Rollo, and Mike. Appreciate the content. I've been consuming audiobooks like crazy as of late. Thanks to you guys. Question for the girls. Last one. Are you currently on any SSRI antidepressants or any anti-anxiety meds?
No.
What the fuck?
No.
Besides alcohol.
So the reason why
we very personal question.
No, the reason why we bring that up.
Asking it, though.
Yeah, the reason why we bring that up, and he talks about this all the time, is that there's these surveys that show that women over the age of 40 that are not married and childless are the happiest group of people, the happiest cohort that is being investigated. And then there's another study shows they're all on SSRIs. Like the people who are taking the most antidepressants are over the age of 40 and don't have children and aren't married.
And it spiked right at the same time social media became a thing.
Exactly.
So, and I mean, like, it is like a dramatic spike in it. But it's also, by the way, one of the things.
Why not just smoke weed? Why do you have to?
What the fuck? Well, back then you could. But so one of the things that a lot of people ignore, what they ignore about that is that those stats represent women who've been on SSRIs for at least 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and it just destroys your libido, and then we get back to men having 0 sexual partners, women having less sex.
I think also with the
nobody's fine.
Like girls trying to like getting vaccines and like hormonal things like to like not get pregnant.
I've
never had that.
You're talking about hormonal birth control.
Birth control.
Yeah. Okay.
It fucks up your entire system.
Every girl who's come on here said the same thing. Not a single girl has come on here and be like, I took hormonal birth control and fuck yeah. Not a single one.
I will say that I'm on it and it's the best.
You like it?
And it doesn't have any
I read this. I watched a podcast. I don't remember where. I don't even know if it was one of yours or what. But it was like based on actual facts that most women that are on like a birth control, if they're dating a guy and all of a sudden they go off birth control, they're not going to be attracted to this guy anymore.
Huh?
Was that you? I think I said
Yeah, well, it was me. So it was I talked about it. Rebecca Barrett talked about it, and then Torsha talked about it.
I believe in it.
It is. No, this is the thing.
I believe in it.
They say that they believe it. There's no conclusive scientific study that says that's the case. And there's another thing is that the deviation of what you find attractive is so massive compared to men. Some women genuinely are attracted to beta-looking men, weak-chinned men, because women. Again, do you understand? If you guys ever seen like cats or dogs, like you ever seen golden retrievers that look exactly the same? Like they look exact. You cannot tell them apart.
Inbred.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, if you were to put two dogs or cats or lions or bears or whatever in an area, they're going to have sex with each other because they're not picky. Most mammals aren't. Homo sapien men are picky compared to monkeys, baboons. They're compared to fucking lions, sharks, tigers, whatever. They're actually kind of picky. Homo sapien females are even more picky than Homo sapien males. And so because of that, what do we look for? The most genetic information that humans have is right here in your face. Humans do. Like, I can tell the difference between all of you. We all have different faces. In fact, I've never seen anybody in my life who looks like you, any of you. Like, there's so many different combinations of our face. So we see all the genetic code that's up here, and then we choose, I want to fuck this person. I don't want to fuck this person. You understand? Bonobos don't do that. They're like, there's pussy in front of me, I'm going to fuck it. Or there's a butthole in front of me, whatever. Like, bonobos will fuck other male bonobos and don't even realize they're men. That's how crazy it is.
It's the hormonal instinct. Like, now we have culture to factor
correct.
in.
Yeah.
We have so many more, billions of people on the planet. And we have nothing better to do. A lot of people don't have anything to do.
Yeah, but the
we're
point,
not worried about our survival, really.
Oh, that's another great point, which goes back to the whole thing about why I think we're doomed.
So we can factor so many other things into it.
But I think we're doomed because we don't have to worry about our survival. Does that make sense?
No, I agree.
If we were at a point where there were 100,000 humans on the planet and there was some alien species trying to kill us, we'd be breeding like crazy.
And I think a lot of us are depressed because we don't have any purpose, because we don't have anything to do, because we're not worried about.
Do you want to teach my course? That's exactly right. Do you want to teach the course? You want to go ahead and teach it? This is my new MOA instructor. That's correct. You are depressed because you don't have a purpose. That is exactly
floating
right.
through life with nothing.
You didn't kill anything. You didn't kill. When you go to the gym and you lift some shit, you actually are. Here is, like, I'm doing squats. Here's the fuck. Hold on.
I need a purpose. I need a goal.
Ready? Here's the fucking deer I'm putting on my shoulder. I'm deadlifting. Here's the fucking deer I'm putting on my here's me picking up the fucking marlin, the big huge fish. This is what I'm doing in the gym. I'm accomplishing.
Here's me shoveling snow. Here's me shoveling snow more, and every day is back day.
Every day is back day. It's hilarious. No, but that's the thing. When you go to the gym, the reason why you feel better is because you're in your mind. You're like, oh, I just killed something. Oh, we just accomplished something. We climbed over something. We explored a place. We discovered a new watering hole. We killed a gazelle. That's the reason why you get those endorphins. And when people don't do that, and they just get into these problematic things.
If you don't leave your house, you don't socialize, you don't accomplish anything, you don't try anything new, you're gonna be depressed. You have nothing
problematic.
But a TV in front of you, nothing but it's empty. Life is empty.
We gotta wrap. We're over right now.
Okay, beautiful.
But before we do,
go ahead.
Name one book you haven't named just yet. If you had one book suggestion, what would it be?
For what? Just in general?
Just in general, and don't say Dr. David.
Just one. That's funny. The one that I would recommend now is probably very important people by Ashley Meir.
Very important people.
What book would you recommend?
The Four Agreements.
Oh wow!
Interesting. I don't hate that.
What book would you recommend? Here's your book list, guys. You wanted a book list. That's why. Oh, where's a book list? Okay, what book would you recommend?
Probably
one book.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Really?
It's funny.
Would you like to meet?
Would you like to meet Robert? He's coming in to do our
Robert's
podcast.
my best friend. Robert's my best friend. One of my best friends.
Oh my god.
Wow. Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Very good. By Mark Manson.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Four Agreements, but there's a lot of other books I like. I can't remember the name, but it's Being a Badass. Like that's what I'm reading right now.
The art of being happy or at making money.
Zena, have you read David Goggins'
money
books?
I'm reading right now.
I have Audible, so I don't
so
know
Audible, go get Can't Hurt Me. If you like the subtle art of not giving a fuck, read that one.
Oh, that
one book.
Fuck, I don't know. Well, everyone's always okay. Fine. The Secret. Let's go back to basics.
The Secret.
Back to basics. Let's manifest shit.
No, stop. We don't have the time.
Connection advised, baby.
No.
I'd say The Tipping Point or any Malcolm Gladwell book.
There we go. The Tipping Point. It's right there. Actually, Outliers.
Book. It's actually my
Very good. The Tipping Point is fantastic. One of the best things in The Tipping Point is the 10,000 hour rule, which we go over in Men of Action Mentoring.
I'm going to say Robert Greene's Mastery, by the way. I think it's one of his best. Like, everybody's expecting me to say 48 Laws of Power, which, by the way, is a brilliant book. But if I'm just one out of my ass, I would say Mastery is a really, especially for guys who are looking like to level up, that's a really good starting point.
How is it different from the?
Well, it teaches you to bust yourself down and to sort of like humble yourself, so you can become an apprentice kind of thing. So you can learn something. It's based on like the 10,000 hours of mastery for like to learn a new skill. And at no other time in history have we ever had the access to information on YouTube or whatever else, or the barrier to entry to mastery is never been easier, but we've never been lazier because we're trapped in our homes.
Life is kind of too
beautiful.
Where are we going to be on Saturday, Mr. Sartain?
On Saturday, I am going to be the host for the Babes in Toyland Pet Edition, where we're going to be supporting noble critters. We support animal rescue every March with Babes in Toyland. We've been doing this every year. This is the 15th year of Babes in Toyland. If you guys want to come and do that, Tatiana, you're going, right?
I hope so.
Okay.
I have a fashion show, but hopefully I can show up in my tape.
Oh, you're doing black tape that day?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool. If you can come out there. Are you going?
I'm working.
Oh,
and
that's
I
right.
have a work event. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Are you guys going? No? You're okay.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Maybe you.
I don't know.
I'm going to be there.
Convention week. I don't know.
I will be there, and no, I won't have Ned with me. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's going to be coming up on Saturday, and then on April 1st, it's going to be the Bunny Ball in San Diego, California, and we're going to be doing that for Cruise for Kids. We are collecting stuffed animals for children in orphanages. If you guys are interested in that, you guys just hit me up on Instagram, and you can find out more about that. And also the Hustle Harder by 50 Cent is actually the book I was going to mention. That's because Robert Greene actually had a lot to do with producing that book. Awesome. Where can we find you?
On Instagram, Daisy Abigail Official.
Love it.
Instagram, C9 Bunny Fufu.
I thought you were going to say at the club with me. Sunday at XS, Tuesday at Omnia, Thursday at Zook. Where else are we going to be?
And
Wednesday.
play some video games.
Yeah,
Bunsensor.com.
Bunsensor.com. Do you ever play Madden?
No, but do you know MMG? He's like the biggest Madden
Yeah, of
streamer.
course.
I'll bring him on here. Yeah.
I would love that, dude.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love to play him in mud. Go ahead. What?
You can find me on Instagram. We're at Sapphire Zena Stars. It's starting with a Z and ending with a Z. 2 Z's, not 3, because you won't fall asleep with me.
There we go.
Got her own byline. Everyone's a brand.
Mari, where we find you?
On Instagram, it's _ Marilenis Rojas. I don't know how to translate that. I'm not going to spell it.
All their Instagrams are already.
All their Instagrams are already in the description, guys.
Click on the
Go ahead.
on the Instagram link.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Tatiana E.
Tatiana Erickson, you guys can find her.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And on Instagram, Vanessa_Saros, or at Wet Republic on the weekends.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, you can find me on Instagram at Michael Sartain. Everything's Michael Sartain, except on TikTok, it's Michael Sartain Podcast. And if you guys are interested in how I set all this stuff up and I met with all these people and I read all these books and I'm able to accomplish all this stuff, please check out MOAmentoring.com, MOAmentoring.com. You guys can just go check it out, see what you think. It's where I teach at my course. It's
Use my link.
Use his link. He's got it in his description. There are 114 modules. It's about 1,500 hour course. It takes about 6 months to get them through. It is fucking hard as shit, and it's totally worth it. Rollo?
Well, you're already on my channel, so I don't have to tell you where to go. I will be back on. I won't be on Rule Zero because I am going to be going to Babes in Toyland. But I will be back online Sunday for my 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern show, and I think that's about it.
Beautiful, guys. We'll see you guys maybe in 1 week, but probably in 2 weeks. We got
some things to arrange.
Pretty amazing stuff.
We're
not sure if we're gonna do Access Vegas next Thursday, but in 2 Thursdays we should. As of right now, I got Dan Fleischman coming on as our male guest for that one. Dan Fleischman is like the ultimate.
We have some really great guests coming up. Especially April's starting to like book up real quick too. So.
Beautiful. Yes. All right, guys. So please make sure you subscribe to these channels. We will see you guys here in about 2 weeks.
Later.
We're out of here like Zeke Elliott.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.